are you looking for? Oh, the other car. Did you need that?
Hello and welcome back to the Goat Cave podcast. Today's guest is he's been smoking everybody else's weed for years on end, and he has managed to, like everybody's photos on Instagram as well. He has been sleeping in Denim's Cox bed longer than Denim has, and somehow managed to hide the fact that he is a scooter pro from the BMX world. He spends every dime he makes on traveling and visiting places like Barcelona, the UK, and France. But all that aside, he was declared a hero at age 6 by the city of Santa Anne for saving a life. Eddie Cuellar, everyone. Eddie, how are you, man?
I'm good, bro. I'm good. I'm actually at a gas station right now getting gas where my friend is. But yeah, we just been riding all day. A bunch of offices are closed because of the COVID-19, so we just been taking advantage of securities not being at colleges and stuff. So we're ending off the day now. So yeah, we've just been chilling all day.
Hell yeah, man. We've been out riding quite a bit too, but like around here, security has been like way worse. I went out riding last week and we seriously got kicked out of every fucking spot that we went. Like, I think I got about 20 minutes at one spot and I was like the top of the night.
Yeah, yeah, man. It's over here. It's if you go like the nice areas of like right now we're in Calabasas, which is like very rich area, but they have nice colleges, and not too much people are over there skating or doing bike stuff. So I mean, I figured we go over there and try it out. And we found a couple schools. Some were like kind of we had bad luck on, but we found one dope setup that we're gonna come back to probably when Denim comes back. But I always look out for like other spots for people when we go out, So like if I find something like, oh, Denim could do this, possibly send it over to Denim, and then we'll just come back. So just spot searching basically.
Hell yeah, man. That's awesome. Like I actually run an Instagram page that I like just post all the spots that I find on, but like I only
Oh
let the
yeah.
locals follow it. So I don't know, that's my thing. I love to fucking look for spots and, to see what
Oh,
goes
same
down.
here. Yeah, it's amazing. Like this, there's a city in Orange County called Irvine, and it's like it's pretty blown out. Like that city's pretty blown out. It's also like a very nice suburban like area, but sometimes we just like to go deep and like take every turn, like basically just search every inch of the city. And surprisingly, we find new stuff, and like we live there so long, and every time we find a new spot, we're like, damn, like it just takes hours of searching to find one new spot in the city you've been to so many fucking times, and it's so like sometimes I'll send over Dak some photos. I'm like, he's like he knows it all. He's found every spot in Irvine, and every time I send him a spot, I'm like, there's no way you've seen this. Like, this is way too deep. And he's like, oh, I've been there like years ago. But I so far I found one spot that he has never been to, and it's really funny because it's actually at a very blown out area in Irvine. Like, it's very like typical to people to end up there and go skate, do whatever. So I got that on him so far, which is kind of funny. But yeah, just spot searching dope. If you're looking for a good Instagram to go on to find spots, basically all over the states, you got to look up Spot Man Dude. He has the best spots in the U.S.
Hell yeah, I'll
Yeah,
definitely check that out.
yeah, you got to check that one out. It's he's actually a fixie rider, and he basically just lives in an Astro van with like a trailer hitch, and him and his girlfriend just go to like every state, and they just been posting so much cool spots. So definitely a good Instagram to look at.
That's sick, man. I remember when fixed gear riding was like a pretty big thing, or at least like a quite a few more people were doing it. Nowadays, it's very, very, very limited around here. At least, like I haven't seen an actual fixed gear freestyle rider in I would say years around here.
Oh yeah, I mean there's back in the day when I first started riding, like probably like 2006, 2007. Um, yeah, there was actually like the Van skate park, the indoor skate park I've been going to for like the past 17 years of my life, from skating to biking. And there was a fixie scene at one point. I remember like there would be a group of fixie riders, a shit ton of them that just take over the whole park. It was cool though, because like, see, some of the stuff they do on those things, it's like literally impossible. Like, just doing a bunny hop on a fixed gear is like, I don't know how people do it because they have to like backpedal before they get to their like, rail or leg or something like that.
Yeah,
But
it's real weird, like there's a lot that goes into it. I remember wanting to get a fixed gear bike just to learn like even more bike control. But like on a
yes, exactly.
BMX,
Me too.
yeah, I just feel like on a BMX though, you really don't need to learn that, I guess. Like the bigger bike itself would really help, and like being in a weird spot, when you're pedaling would be, I don't know if that would actually help with BMX because most of the time, you've got lots of time to actually figure your footing situation out and whatnot.
Yeah, you have tons of time. It's very weird because I actually have there's this homie named Jonathan Ball. He's like, in my opinion, I mean, I don't. There's probably like a better fixer rider than him, but I compare him to like Garrett level riding on a 50, if that makes sense.
Damn,
And
that's fucking crazy.
yeah, he can do like he's the only person in 60 world that can like hop whip on command on a
Whoa,
50.
that's
Yeah, and like
fucking
I
wild.
actually went to a. It's really crazy, and he also rides bikes, and he's fucking crazy on a BMX bike, because it's so much lighter and smaller. So he just throws that thing around, and it's really nuts to see. But it's also, I also have a lot of friends that do ride fixies, and they can't even do a bar spin or like a simple 360 on a regular BMX bike, which is so crazy to me.
Yeah, I always heard that it was easier to do it on a fixie because, it's way taller for one. But like, I don't know, I still
Yeah,
think the footing situation would be really strange with that?
yeah, definitely. But yeah, fixing is kind of like rollerblading. Like I always say rollerblading. Like if people still rollerblade, those are the people that still love rollerblading for the sake of no money, just for doing it. That's kind of the vibe I get from fixie riders. It's like they still doing it because they just love it. It's just sick. I don't know. It's cool to see.
Oh yeah, absolutely. There's a dude that comes to my local park all the time. His name's Nick, and he's been riding rollerblades for probably close to like 15 years. And this guy is fucking wild, man. Like, he's doing huge 540s and like everything fly out of this bowl, like just insane. And this dude absolutely loves it. I don't know what happened there. We'll have to get him back on the phone. Hey, you there?
Yeah, sorry, cut off. Sorry.
Yeah, that's okay. Yeah, I just wasn't sure what
That's
happened
happened
there.
before.
Oh, good. But yeah, I was talking about Nick who rollerblades. That was fucking. He was unreal, man.
Yeah, rollerblades I see very few nowadays, but they're gnarly. I give them all the credit. They're like jumping down like crazy set of stairs and kink rails too. It's really nuts.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, fucking wild. Definitely would love
Yeah,
to see more fixed gear guys out there. Like I should really just start
yeah,
following
definitely.
some. Get into
Following
that.
rollerbladers.
Fixed gear guys. I don't really follow any
Oh,
on
fish gear.
Instagram
Yeah,
or
yeah,
anything. I'm like that
yeah.
stuff's actually so
I only
cool.
have like two dudes that I follow, which is the dude that does the Instagram page, and then my friend Jonathan, and that's about it.
Fair. Alrighty, well, why don't we, jump back here to when you first started riding, and let's hear your story. How'd you get into it?
First started riding. All right, so I'd say it's around like 2006, which is like sixth grade for me. I think it's when I started riding. I didn't even ride like BMX street or like skate park. My friend Chris, he's a good friend of mine. He actually got me into biking, and he started racing though. And he's like, yeah, you should come to the racetrack with me, blah blah blah. And I was like, all right, cool, yeah, let's do that. So it's like every Friday night. It was at the Orange YBMX track in Orange, California, which is gone now, which is like kind of sucks, because that was kind of like a legendary thing. Like that, I met a lot of people there that raced and then, started BMX riding. But anyways, so yeah, he got me into racing. He's like, you should enter the race. And I had like a super shitty bike. I had like a dyno, like just super shitty bike, that I got from the swap meet. And what's it called? So yeah, he's just like, yeah, you should come race. You should enter. And I was super nervous like entering the race, but I did it anyways. And so I raced him. He's been racing for like 2 weeks so far, and I actually got first place. The first time I ever raced in like novice category.
Damn, that's fucking
And
wild.
yeah, so like obviously I was like, how old was I? I was probably like 12, 13, I was like 12 or 13, like middle school almost. And I was just super pumped that the fact that I went somewhere, got first place. I was like, damn, all right, this is cool. So I went back home, and like I remember Chris's mom telling my mom like, your son just got first place. Like he's never even like, raced a track or whatever. I had like 1 hour of practice, so I was like pretty pumped on it. And my dad heard about it, and my dad wanted me to play soccer because like he played soccer and my sisters played soccer. I played soccer for a year, and I didn't really like it. So he's just like, all right, well, let's do this BMX thing. Let's do the racing thing. So I raced on a dyno bike for like 3 weeks, and every time I went back, I got first place. And I'm like, damn, this is pretty crazy, For me, I was like little, really hyped on it. And to get to expert, or not expert, what is it? It's novice, intermediate, and expert. So to get to intermediate, you got to get 7 trophies. So I was almost already there, and I felt bad because my friend Chris hasn't even gotten a first place trophy yet. So I was pretty, juiced up, and he finally got a real racing bike, because we had shitty bikes, and then his parents got him an intense racing bike, and he started beating me every time. And then he actually got to intermediate before me. I was 2 trophies away, and he beat me to it. And then my dad's like, "Oh, we gotta get you a racing bike now." So my dad got me like a red line bike with like carbon fiber forks, crazy ass race bike,
Damn,
And,
that's fucking wild.
Yeah, so I did that for like 5 years. Right until I got into high school, I got a girlfriend like freshman year, and that honestly like made me stop riding. Like it was just really kind of really weird. I'm like, wow, like a girl really made me stop riding. And so I that lasted like a year, and then I got back into BMX. I met more people in high school that rode BMX street. So I sold my racing bike, and then I got a BMX bike. And then around 2008, I'd say is when like I really started riding park, dirt jumps, street, and schools and stuff like that. That's how that started right there. And then what else? Yeah, and then there was Van Skate Park, the indoor park, which you've probably seen on Instagram a lot.
Yeah, I've definitely seen that park. It looks insane, man. That park looks fucking awesome.
That park is super sick. Basically, I'll call that my home park, even though like for the first 10 years I had to pay like to get in. Eventually, it started getting free admission, so that was cool.
That's awesome.
Once you go to Vans, you just meet everyone. You just basically meet the whole like Orange County scene, and that's where you just run into a bunch of people. There's always pros there. It was pretty dope. So yeah, that's how I got into the whole BMX thing.
Yeah, the Vans Park looks insane. Like it always looks like there's like something going on there.
Oh yeah, there's always something going on there for sure, and a lot of the Vans contests too, which is really cool. Brings a lot of people out of like San Diego, LA area, inland area, like a bunch of places. It's really cool.
Yeah, exactly. So we've got Austin Quick in the chat here. He's asking, Ed, where are you? You were in Calabasas 40 minutes ago. So he's actually in the car right now. So we're doing another, Sauce the Boss episode where you're, in an Uber or some sort of fucking wild shit.
Yeah, we're deep in up north, kind of. It's like just going north. Still SoCal, but it doesn't feel like SoCal. It feels like NorCal for sure up here. Bunch of hills, nice houses, rich area.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
So, I don't think you told us what your first like true freestyle bike was. You had said that you rode like a dyno bike for a while.
Yeah, the dyno my dad just got it for me to have a bike,
Yeah.
it wasn't like, oh, you need this to like do the proper dirt jumping or whatever. But I knew what dyno was already. I was like, oh, this is cool. Like, it was a used dyno, but I was still hyped on it. And then I got a Redline bike, which is still a racing bike, so I don't count that as a bike at all. After I sold my Redline, I got a Diamondback BMX bike. It was all aluminum, but it had like pegs. It was really like bad BMX bike. But I rode that through from 6th grade through 8th grade. So yeah, so 2006, 2007, 2008, I had that Diamondback. And then when I started going to Van Skate Park, they were actually carrying fit bikes, like Fit Complete, at a skate shop. And I was kind of like, whoa, like that's pretty weird. I've never seen a bike like this, like with a small sprocket and stuff. So I'm like, damn. I looked it up on YouTube. Or not on YouTube. I looked it up on the computer, and I found a bike shop closer to my house. And then I basically asked for a Fit Complete on Christmas. And I remember my friend Chris, the one that got me into racing, he got one as well. So he was like my riding buddy throughout high school. Yeah, shout out Chris Wars. I doubt he's listening to this, but he rode a lot through high school, which is really cool. But yeah, Fit Trail bike was my first complete bike.
So here's a good question for you. When you got this Fit bike, do you think this was still when Robbie Morales was actually at Fit? Because I know that he was there for quite a while. And I thought that he was in charge of like designing some of the Fit bikes.
Yeah, I mean, if I'm not wrong, he was. Because I've asked him this question, like, oh, I bought this like certain complete bike, and like, oh yeah, that's when like I was involved with Fit. So yeah, he was definitely involved with Fit. I think that whole Fallout thing with Fit and and Robbie, I want to say that's around 2009, 2010 era. I believe it is. Colt's been around for 10 years now, so yeah, I want to say it's 2009 is like when the whole Fit team like quit and they were going over to Colt. So yeah, it was definitely when Robbie was around, because I knew who Robbie was. I didn't know him personally though, and I knew he was the dude at Fit, and like at the time Vish was also working for Fit because of Robbie, and I knew who Vish was, but I didn't know him personally either. I just knew who he was, through the BMX scene in Orange County.
Yeah, that was quite a while ago, close to over 10 years ago, probably.
Yeah, over 10 years. And I remember that era very vividly. Like, I remember, Chase Hogg getting off Fit. That was my favorite ride. Like, he still is definitely one of my favorite riders to watch ride. But back in the day, like, I wore cut-off jeans. I had, like, the Aiken shirts that he wore. Like, I was very influenced by Chase Hogg for sure at one point. And I was, like, telling my friend Chris, did you see, like, Chase Hogg is off Fit? What's he going to go on? It was very funny. I remember that very, very clearly to this day.
Yeah, that was quite a while ago, but I definitely remember that because that was right around when I got into BMX, and the first BMX DVD that I ever bought was actually the Fit Let 'Em Talk video, which was like, I guess filmed in 2 months, right, or not Fit, sorry, Cult Let 'Em Talk, when they like first, came out. And like one of the frames that I wanted, it was one of the first frames that I wanted to get was the orange Chase Hawk frame, and it had it was like the V1
that's a
one.
Good color.
Yeah, it was such a good color, and it had the stickers like right at the bottom of the down tube, like near the bottom bracket. I don't know why I liked that so much, but that frame was like, I seriously wanted one so fucking bad, and I ended up waiting a couple of years, but I'm riding Chase Hawk frame now, and I love it. It's honestly probably the longest lasting frame that I've ever owned.
What colorway do you have?
I have the gold one from like 2018, I think. 2017 maybe.
That's a good one. It's like trans gold, right?
Trans gold, yeah.
Yeah, that's a dope one.
They had the green one that year too, and I got the gold one. I was like, that's pretty fucking rad because I really liked that gold.
Yeah, my first aftermarket frame was actually it was a Fit V2 Fit Hawk V2 frame when he was still on Fit. I remember I broke it on the top tube, on the bottom gusset. I broke it, but that's because I bought it used from someone from Fit, and I think they knew that it was cracked, but I was so young and like $100 for a Fit frame, like I'm buying it, And I remember I was riding at the park and it just fucking broke. doing a 360 fly. I was like so mad, and it was actually money that I made, so I didn't really feel bad, because I'm like, well, it's my money, so I guess it's it's lesson learned. Don't buy a fucking used frame from someone.
Yeah, fair enough, eh? That's like with bike stuff, I will not run anything used anymore after, like breaking forks, doing all that crazy shit. Like it's just not worth it, you know?
Yeah, it's I like to change my fork. Like I'm very weird about. Actually, this is most recent, but like I actually had a pair of bars for 6 years. It's or no, probably like 9 years. Yeah, 9 years actually. It's when Colt made American made parts. They were making Death Row bars, and I remember I got them, and I actually still have them, but I had them for 9 years. Because now I'm riding the the 4-piece Heaven Gates bars, which is like Brandon's bars, vegan, and those were actually my first big pair of bars. Are those 4-piece bars? I had the tiniest bars for the longest time, and people will always be like, "Why do you have the smallest bars?" Blah blah blah, and I'm like, I don't know, man. I'm just comfortable with these bars. I hate wide bars, and then I was like, I don't know. For some reason, I was just like, I think I need bigger bars now because my back was starting to hurt because I was so hunched over, and I had a really like low stem already. So I'm like, I think I need a low stem with just really tall bars, so I don't hunch over. You know what I mean? I'm not a tall guy. I'm like 5'6". You probably know that from Tony, but it was hurting my back, so I'm glad I made the switch to bigger bars now. But like I was saying, those bars I had for so long, and I remember Grant C from We the People. He was like, "Bro, you should really change your bars. Like, it's getting rusty where the stem clamps." And he was telling me a story where like he did a trick and his fucking bar snapped where the stem holds the crossbar, and I'm like, yeah, I should probably change these fucking bars. They're pretty old, So
Yeah.
now I'm like very cautious.
Yeah, that's fucking wild. Yeah, that was quite a while ago that, Cult was making American made stuff, but
Yeah.
not a big deal that they moved it. However, I gotta say, Brandon leaving Fit coming to Cult was like one of those moments that I totally kind of expected. And like, honestly,
Yeah.
it's definitely for the better. Like, he kind of belongs on Cult, like the whole image that Cult has been doing and the whole, their whole branding totally fits Vegan rather than Fit did.
Oh yeah. I mean, the whole like just the word cold, it's just like make. You look at vegan and it's like, their designs. Like Adam Roy makes like such vegan designs. I feel like that he would like because he like horror type stuff. Like, I don't even know how to call it. Like kind of goth type of wave, not really goth, but like just punk rock type vibe. If you know what I'm saying. I don't know, but it does fit vegan for sure. And I knew when he got on Colt, I knew right away that he would fit on because like Adam Roy has really sick graphics. Adam Roy's the dude that makes all the graphics, T-shirts, all the frame graphics and stuff. So yeah,
Yeah,
pretty
he's
dope.
kind of behind the
I'm really hyped
branding.
he's on. And yeah, I've been riding with him a lot, which is pretty cool. He's in LA and he knows all like the cool spots in LA and he likes to jib around. So yeah, I'm pretty hyped he's on Colt. Good move on him for sure.
Yeah, absolutely. That was like one of the biggest moves, I guess, this year. And a lot of people were kind of like, I don't know, there's people saying that they loved it and people that were like, oh, you should have stayed on Fit. But like, I don't know, man. I think it's pretty rad that he moved over. Cult is,
Yeah.
I got to say, man, I'm a huge fan of Cult. And like, I've been a big supporter of them pretty much since day one. Like, I've always loved the stuff that Robbie has done with the company and everything. Like, it's just awesome to see that, they really did so well. Because
Yeah,
honestly,
dude.
at this point, Cult is 100% the best, like, brand in BMX. There's the most
Yeah,
stacked
I
team.
hear that a lot from a lot of people, and every time I hear that, I'm like, damn, like it's really cool because if I wish people could see what Robbie is and like everyone that works at Colt does to do like they all work together like Beach, and like there's Javi, there's Germs, there's a bunch of people that work there that people don't know of, but they actually have like a lot to do with what goes into the videos, like T-shirt designs and just all the graphics, all the photos for like the books they make. It's just like it's really a team in that office, honestly, and it's super sick. And yeah, Robbie just has the good ideas, and Beach has good ideas with like the visuals, with the videos, and just they have an aesthetic to Colt, and I think that's what like makes Colt. Because when you see a video of Colt, it's like, oh, this is like such a cool video. It's really dope.
Yeah, absolutely. Like it's definitely very good on their branding because everything that you watch from them, like you can know within the first 5 seconds, just seeing the actual like, visuals and then the audio, like right away, that it's a cult video, which is awesome. That's exactly what you need when it comes to that kind of stuff.
Yeah, it's super sick. That's how I feel about like what's another company that you can just tell like, oh, this is like a BSC video or like this is a perfect example, like a Sabrosa video. Sabrosa is like, I don't think they don't really do like the black and white thing anymore. I think they're like actually, not making footage black and white, but they used to be like black and white only. And I thought that was cool because like, it's just a black and white video and it's going to be a Sabrosa video. Like, I don't know. But Sabrosa and like Shadow are other brands that I like as well. Like BSC, I think does really cool stuff. Sunday Odyssey, they have a good thing going.
Yeah, absolutely.
There's a lot of good companies out there that do cool shit.
Yeah, and with Sabrosa, with all their videos being black and white, Anthem and Anthem 2 are like two of my favorite videos ever. And they're produced by Stu Johnson, obviously. And those videos were black and white. So then, Sabrosa comes along and does black and white as well. But here's the thing is that both those videos, were so different. Like you can't even compare Anthem to Sabrosa because the branding is so different. You would know right away too. Like with Anthem, like the way everything was filmed was way different, obviously. And like, I don't know, it was just one of those things that it worked out really well that they also did black and white, but it didn't, kind of step on Anthem's toes at all. Like, at least I felt like it never was the same or even close to being it.
Yeah.
So.
Now that you said that, now that I think about it, I don't think I've ever like been like, oh, like they copied Sabrosa or Sabrosa copied Anthem. You're definitely right about that because you can, Anthem video definitely had his own style. So you could tell Anthem video. I've actually only seen Anthem 1. I have Anthem 1 in my DVD collection, but yeah, I haven't seen Anthem 2. I think I've probably seen it on YouTube, I want to say, like certain parts.
Anthem 2 is honestly the best video ever released in BMX. Like that's my like wholehearted opinion on it. That video is like single-handedly the best video that ever has been created in BMX.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to like free up my mind on that. I'm pretty sure it's on YouTube, so I can just watch it.
It's actually taken down. Stu just sold a bunch of copies of it, and I bought a copy. Yeah. So if I can, I might see if I can, send you a copy or something.
Yeah.
It's really good, though. I'm going to be creating a video for my channel this week about Anthem 2 and about, like, because I've preached this video to everybody for, like, 6-7 years. So I'm like, I'm just going to make a video about why I feel the Anthem is, like, one of the most influential videos ever. So I'm excited to do that.
Dude, hell yeah. Do you follow, what's it? He collects only DVDs. Hard Copy BMX Archives, I believe, on Instagram.
I actually wrote an article with Hard Copy a couple weeks ago on my website. So we talked about how he's, getting close to 1,000 different DVDs. He bought a copy of both my videos. Yeah, that guy is super cool, man. He's a really good guy.
Yeah, I'm glad there's someone. I'm glad someone is out there doing that because that's like the last chance of like, today's generation, like even getting interested in watching DVDs. Like that dude he holds it down because I went on his website actually, and he actually makes copies of all the DVDs, and he just has of DVDs you can watch right now online. And I want to shout that out because I don't think a lot of kids, or just people, not even kids, just people in general, know thing. And I actually watch DVDs that I've never even heard of, just for the sake like what's this DVD? And I just had to watch it because I like being tuned in like in any crew. And there's a crew out in fucking who knows where. I want to know about them. Like, you know what I mean? I don't know. I just like I'm just very nerdy when it comes to like BMX things, just because different styles of riding, the way people bike. I don't know, it's just sick.
Yeah, he's it's honestly one of the coolest things to see that there's somebody out there that is collecting videos. Like, and at this point you kind of need to be sending that guy videos. Like anytime that anybody releases a hard copy, they should honestly just get his shipping information and send it to him cuz it's
Oh, I agree.
pretty fucking cool.
Yeah, I definitely agree on that. I've seen he sometimes he'll like shout out the person that sent him DVD. Like when Champagne came out, King DVD, super sick video. Um, yeah, like King just sent him one. I'm like, yo, that's dope. Like companies are starting to like realize this guy is doing collecting DVDs, and they're just gonna send him one right away. When I found out about him, I told Sauce about it, and he already sent him one. I'm like, dude, fuck yeah, like definitely give him a Common Days DVD for sure.
Yeah, he asked me to sign both my videos that I sent him, and he actually paid for them too. Well, he paid for one of them, and then I sent him the other one for free. Because at the time I didn't really know him. He just asked about them, so then I sent
Yeah.
it to him, and I asked like, like how'd you find out about us? And apparently he was looking for my first DVD for close to 2 years, and like,
Wow, that's crazy.
yeah, insane. And we only made 100 copies too, so like, for him to really want one was pretty fucking cool.
Yeah, that is really cool. I'm trying to get the No Future DVD, which is like Alex Valentino's video.
Yeah.
His brand. I actually went to the premiere for that. Me and Denham were there for the premiere, but there was so much people and they only made limited copies, so I couldn't even get one. But if someone's listening to this and they have that DVD, I'd gladly buy that DVD for sure.
Hell yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, man, DVDs. I hope they keep coming. Honestly, man, like, there's people just dropping full videos online now, which is cool. But I don't know, DVDs just mean something else, just to have in hard copy.
Yeah, I think at this point, like, I think the best decision would be to, yes, release a video online, but make a hard copy of it. Make it come with like a zine, like with our Space Goats video that we released, it comes with a little booklet with a bunch of like photos of our trips and our crew and whatnot. And then also,
That's fine.
yeah, it has like, I did a bunch of animation stuff for that video. So it has a ton of just animation throughout the booklet, like seeing how I did it all and everything. But yeah, like it was, I think it's important that if you're going to do it, especially nowadays, you've got to make it something that someone's going to want to buy, not just because of the DVD, but like include something with it,
No, yeah, I agree. I totally back all that for sure.
Yeah. So let's see here. I got quite a few questions for you. So we were talking about Cult a couple minutes ago. Let's start out with that. How did you meet Robbie?
Robbie. I actually met Robbie. I've known him for over 10 years now. This is going to go back to when the whole fit cult thing happened. So at that time, 2009, I had a full fit bike. I had a fit bike with like a bunch of aftermarket parts. I don't even know what kind of parts, but so I had that bike. I remember going to a stolen bikes used to have a warehouse out in La Habra. They're still based out of La Habra, but they used to have a skate park called the Vault, indoor skate park. Super sick park, and I used to ride a skate park close to the stolen warehouse. So I used to go to like Brea Skate Park first, and then when it gets dark, we'll head over to the indoor park, which is the Vault Skate Park by Stolen. And they had a little bike shop, and you could see how like they ship stuff. It was literally in the warehouse. They just opened the skate park, so I will go there, and then Beach actually he threw like I want to say he threw the first event there. He threw a premiere. It was for his DVD. You probably seen it. It's called John DVD.
Oh, I don't know. I might have. I probably have.
Well, yeah, that was his first, like, I believe, first full length. I might be wrong about that. That was actually my first BMX premiere. It was the Jan DVD. That's how I found out who Beach was. And it was like Pat Casey, Andrew Casadena, Is Toledo, Joe Molina, Davey Alvarez, Dave Escobar, and it was a very local video. So I was like, I see he's got the skate park. I need to go to this premiere. So I went to this premiere, and this Colt was starting. I think this was the first year for Colt, you know, and Robbie was there handing shirts, and I really wanted a Colt shirt so fucking bad. I'm like, all right, I just learned 540s like out of banks, like fly out type deal, and I'm like, they were doing best trick out of the bank, so I'm like, oh, I'm gonna pull my 540, you know, see if I can do it under peer pressure. So I did it first try, and I was like, oh shit, I did it. And then I remember Robbie throwing a shirt at me. He's like, you better fucking wear that thing. Like he threw a shirt at me like aggressively, and I'm like, whoa, like, you know, like super hyped on the shirt. And he's like, what's your name, bud? And I'm like, oh, I'm Eddie, blah, blah, blah. And then he's like, oh, I've seen you around at Vans or whatever. And I actually used to live in Santa Ana. So he's like, yeah, I've seen you around the Civic Center in Santa Ana, this and this. And that's like the first time we met. And that was like 2009, like the ending of 2009. And Colt was like barely starting. They barely had frames. They had like sample frames. I remember that. They all had raw bikes. And that's how I met Robbie. And then one time he hit me up at Van Skate Park and was like, yo, come by and like come get a frame, blah blah blah. And I was looking for a frame, and I remember they made the Bad Boy frame, the Death Row frame, and they had the OS frame, which is in that burnt orange that you were talking about earlier. And I was like, all right, I'm probably gonna go get a Death Row, and I got a raw Death Row frame, just no box. This is before they even had boxes, bro. They were just shipping them out. And I went to the warehouse, and I met Robbie. I met like the dudes that worked there. And yeah, it's just ever since, Robbie's just been hooking me up, helping me out with traveling and stuff. And yeah, it's been dope being involved with Colt. Like, yeah, that's how I got to know Robbie basically. And now it's been over 10 years, and it's yeah, I'm pretty hyped on all that.
Hell yeah, man. That's actually so fucking cool to hear that, like, it literally just started with him giving you a shirt, you know? That's fucking
I know,
awesome.
That's what I'm saying. It's really cool. Like, honestly, like, just doing that goes a far way. Like, giving a kid a shirt, it's like, that can happen to anyone, not just, you know, like, that can happen to me, and I'm like, dope. Like, there's how I got to meet Robbie, and I fucking, you know, shout out Robbie. I appreciate everything he's done for me and stuff. So, yeah, I'd probably ride a Colt forever. Like, I actually have a picture of my first Colt frame. It was 2010. So, like, I've only been running Colt frames for 10 years. Like, basically my whole BMX, you know, as long as I've been riding BMX. So, it's pretty cool.
Hell yeah. Yeah, Colt, I remember when they released the Bad Boy and the OS frame. And, like, again, you know, I really wanted that OS in the orange. But even to this day, I'm like, I would love to get a D-Heart frame, you know? But, like, one thing is I run brakes, so like definitely probably not gonna happen because they don't do brake mounts on those frames. I don't think.
Yeah, I've seen that. I've actually. Are you talking about a D-Heart frame?
Yeah, it was the Death Row was his frame, was it not?
Yeah, that was basically. I want to say his frame. Yeah.
Yeah, I think it was when it first came out.
Yeah, it was.
Now here's the real question: was that Cult shirt the one that is like, you know, the infamous Cult shirt with the writing on the top with the face that's like goes from black to gray?
I have that shirt, yeah.
I have been fucking searching for one of those shirts for so long, and I cannot find one. I had one at one point, and I know that it was like, you know, one of the first runs of it, and I think that I put it in the like wash wrong or something because it ended up getting all fucked up, and I know that like it just didn't fit right after that. So, like, if you find one, I will absolutely give you money to fucking get it for me because I want that shirt again.
I was about to say, yeah. Right when you started saying that, I'm like, oh, I bet I can find one in that fucking warehouse for sure.
Dude, if you can, please fucking send me that shit. I will absolutely give you money for it. Whatever it costs, it's fine.
Yeah, I'd definitely be hyped to send that over if I can find one. If not, I'd send you mine because mine's pretty big, so I don't really wear it. I just have it for the sake of like, it's just an old Colt shirt, but I never wear it. So if I don't find one, I'm definitely down to send you that over.
Oh, dude, sign it and I'll fucking hang it in the office. I won't even wear it at that point.
Deal, I'm down.
Hell yeah.
Actually, speaking of cold shirts, that's literally all I wear. I'm actually not wearing one right now, but I'm usually wearing a cold shirt. But I have a shit ton of like I basically collect the ones that like I know they might not do a reprint. Like there's a certain cold shirt that people know me for. Like people known I would only wear this shirt, and it was basically like a Mickey Mouse hand. It was like an emoji, but in like a Mickey Mouse hand flipping off the shirt. It was like fuck the world. So uh, it was like the middle finger, and in the middle it said "duh" in like super small print, and then it was just like an emoji of the planet Earth. And
Yeah.
bro, that shirt I wore so fucking much, and I remember I finally ripped it, and I was so bummed. And they don't make them anymore, but I still have that ripped shirt, and I hopefully one day Robbie just makes that shirt again. I brought it up to him before, but who knows? But I have a lot of cold shirts like still in the bag, like ones that like I can't picture myself wearing, but I'm definitely gonna keep it because I try to collect a lot of things like DVDs, like pins, just little shit, like just to have in the future, I guess. I don't know.
Dude, at
But
the end of this, I will grab your shipping info because I've got some stuff for you.
oh hell yeah, definitely, I'm down. I'll definitely give you all that. But yeah, I just like collecting shit, and I have it all in my drawer. But I've been wanting to buy like some sort of cabinet where I can like display everything, and just like because I have a bunch of cool shit that I think people probably threw away or don't even have anymore. So it's stuff like that.
Yeah, I'm getting really into, collecting that kind of stuff too. And like before the COVID stuff happened, my
Yeah.
like last, I'd say 7 or 8 guests all brought me something for the office. So like I have a ton of artwork in here now, which is sick. My buddy Jeff, he actually like is pretty good friends with Crandall, or at least, knows him enough. But he got
Yeah.
me this smoking goat painting that Crandall did. So like it's
Oh,
literally
that's dope.
it's right across from me in the office here, so it's pretty rad to
That's
have
super
that.
sick. Yeah, I actually have a Crandall art piece that I bought. I like supporting stuff like that. I don't know. It's just like just knowing that he lives in a bus, and like if you just buy one of those pieces, like helps him out. Like just stuff like that, because he's like I've met Crandall a bunch of times. He's like super awesome, and the fact that he's like I actually don't know how old Crandall is, but like he is still like living BMX lifestyle like at that age, and sometimes I think to myself like, oh shit, like I'm 27, like how long is this shit gonna last? And I look at people like Crandall, people like Robbie that are still like going to every BMX event, every little jam in the city. Like I'm like, damn, like you can do this forever, not ride at a certain level, but you can still be involved. And that's basically that's the way I look at BMX. Like, bro, you can go to fucking this contest and not enter the contest, but you can still see the whole thing go down. Like, it's really cool to do. That's why the whole traveling thing I've been doing, I just meet a bunch of people and like, and then the next year they're like, yo, are you coming back? Like, you can stay at my house type deal. And I'm like, dude, yeah, like I'm down to do it all again, and it's super sick to see. So like, people like Crandall, that's definitely like an inspiration. Like the fact that he's still, at a certain age and he's still riding trails and going to Swan Fest and like going to Battle Hastings or not. Yeah, Battle Hastings. He's been to Battle Hastings, but that's just super sick,
Yeah, and to go on about your traveling here, so you've actually been to quite a few places. Your newest adventure was
Yeah.
where did you go in that one? That was Paris, Barcelona, and Source, right? In the UK?
Yes, that was all one trip. So yeah, I went to Battle of Hastings in 2018 just for the weekend, and that was my first time going overseas. I mean, I've been overseas before that, but that was my first time going overseas just for one event. I literally went there for 5 days, and I came back home. And Robbie was like, "Yo, like yeah, I'll get you an energy pass so you can like go in the contest, and stuff like that." So when he told me that, I was like, "All right, deal. I'll definitely go." And then the hotel situation, I usually just kind of wing the whole thing. Hopefully I meet someone that I know, and they're like, "Yo, like you can stay in my hotel, which usually is what happens. Saves me a bunch of money. I don't have to buy a hotel, Airbnb, or whatever. But yeah, I flew with. I remember I was flying with Sean B and Zach. We all flew together to England, and then I stayed in Robbie's Airbnb for a day, and then Beach and Sean, they got a hotel through the source, and I stayed with them, and I'm like, all right, dope, this is sick. Once I got that settled, I rode around Hastings, and like Robbie got a van, and we went to London, like the city of London, and we went to a couple bike shops, went to a couple skate parks out there. So that was pretty cool. I didn't expect to go to London. I was just like, oh, we're going to the small city of Hastings, And so yeah, I went there and I'm like, bro, this event is so fucking crazy. Like, shout out Creasy and like, I forget the other dude's name that owned the source, but they know how to throw a contest. I'll tell you that. And I recommend anyone should go to that. Like, anyone can go to that contest. Like, it's really awesome experience. And a bunch of my friends were there too. Like, Justin Street was there. Like, Devin was there. Preston Oker was there, which is really cool because Preston's from my area, and like to see Preston come this far, I'm like, damn, like we're in England, like at this contest, like it was just super sick. So I told Denim about it, and he's like, oh, dude, that contest looks so cool. So Swamp Fest comes around. This is 2019, and Trey Jones announced Swamp Fest, and basically the best shredder, like the shredder of the whole weekend, gets a spot at the Battle of Hastings. And I remember telling Denim, like, bro, like, you should definitely go. I feel like you can really get that spot on Battle of Hastings. And of course, fucking Denim got that spot to the Battle of Hastings.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, so I'm like, all right, this is perfect. This means I can stay in Denim's hotel, because if you got that spot, it's all expenses paid. Flight is paid, the hotel is free. So that was my like, okay, like I can stay at Denim's, and then we can go to London, stay with this person, and then after London we can go to Street Station, and that's how we ended up in France, Lyon, France. So we go to Lyon, France, and there's tons of people there. There's Billy Perry, and a bunch of people that I've met through like Simple Sessions and stuff, like a bunch of Europeans that I've met through the past, and I'm like, whoa, like this is my first street jam in Europe. And dude, I think Europe throws the best street jam. Like, you got people from Poland, Switzerland, Spain, everywhere in Europe, Warsaw, like just so many crazy places. And I met a lot of people there, and we met this kid named PJ. I actually met him where I meet him? I met him in Simple Sessions, but he's actually from France. He lives in Paris, and he's the one that actually told us, like, yo, you guys should come to Paris. I live in Paris. You can stay at my place. And me and Denim were like, well, we are going there after Hastings, so we might as well go to Paris if we're already in France. So we took a 2-hour train ride from Lyon to Paris. And, yeah, we stayed there for like 4 days. And Paris is so sick. It's ridiculous out there. The spots are really crazy. And it's somewhere where I really wanted to go as well. So checking that off the bucket list, it was like, damn, like, this is dope. All because of bikes, which is really awesome. So yeah, that's how we ended up in those 3 places: the Source, Street Station, and then Paris. So.
Yeah, that's fucking sick, man. Paris looked insane, and like, I'm just trying to pull up this photo right now. It's you at the Eiffel Tower with a fucking bottle of champagne or something. Here we go. I found it.
Yeah, that's that rosé.
Yeah, there we go.
Rosé out there.
Hell yeah, fucking right there at the Eiffel Tower. I love it, man.
Yeah, that's honestly the thumbnail of the new adventures. Like, that's the hardest photo of Paris right there. It's Denim with the shirt off with the Eiffel Tower. Like, that shit is so funny, man.
Oh fuck, that's hilarious. Yeah, Denim is fucking crazy, man.
Yeah, I've traveled a lot of places with Denim. Like, I realized, like, damn, we've been to a lot of places, man. Like, it's crazy. It's really cool.
Oh man. Yeah, sorry, we got a couple people in our live chat here. Let's see what they're saying. Chris Johnson, he was wondering about where I put his sticker when he did the show. It's on the laptop, my friend. Yeah, thank you guys for joining us tonight. But yeah, let's jump back into this. So, let's see here. Yeah, those Ed Adventures look fucking hilarious, man. Where did you get the idea to start those with the Common Crew?
So let's talk about Common Crew and then Adventure. So basically, I met Adventure started because I actually used to do this thing before I met anyone from the Common Crew. And I live in Anaheim. I'm actually not from. Oh yeah, let me get this straight. I'm not from Huntington Beach. To anyone hearing this, I'm from Anaheim, which is like 25-minute drive. And I'm just always in HB. Like every weekend, I pack my shit up and I go straight to HB, and I either stay at Sauce's house or Ethan's house. But lately, I've just been going there and driving back because like the whole COVID thing. I just feel weird being in people's houses like that. You know, it's a little weird during these times or whatever.
Well, I feel like Denim should be a little worried considering, you know, you sleep in his bed more than he does.
Yeah, dude. I mean, I gladly take the couch. You know, I'll take the floor even. But Denim. You know, you talk to Denim. He don't give a fuck about anything. Like he's a savage, man. But yeah, that's why I'm not staying over at his house for that reason. You know, it's just weird during these times. But yeah, like I was saying, before I met the Common Crew, I used to do this thing called Flip Cam Adventures. It wasn't even called Adventures. It was just Flip Cam Adventures, like spelled correctly.
Yeah.
And we actually had a crew called SOE, which stood for State of Emergency. That was actually like the first BMX crew that I was with. That lasted like 5 years. I'm actually with one of my friends that was in that crew. Shout out Tech. He's been driving all day. But this is a really weird story. So shout out YouTube as well. This is how we met. So, you know, in my neighborhood, there wasn't really that many BMX riders. I live in like Anaheim, Yorba Linda area. It's not really like, there's no skate parks. There's spots though, but there's no skate parks. But anyway, so I would go on YouTube and look up like Huntington Beach BMX or like Anaheim BMX just to see if like there's any other kids out there, you know? This was actually in like 2010. I was doing this, and I would actually like find people through YouTube. Anyways, I found a video of a kid riding at a local high school called Canyon High School, and his name was Tack, which he's in the car with me right now. So I just commented on there like, yo, like I live across the street from that school. We should ride sometime. So, you know, I go to Vans Tuesday, Thursday, and I actually saw him there, and I was like, oh shit, that's that kid from that video. So I go up to him, I'm like, yo, you're Tack, right? And he's like, yeah, you're Eddie, and yeah, he's like, he introduced me to his friends, which was like Dylan Thompson, Chaz Klein, Cordell Caro. A lot of these guys don't ride anymore. Tack still rides, Cordell rides dirt bikes and rides BMX. And those are only two. Oh, and our friend Chaz Klein, he still rides as well. But yeah, I met them, and they had a crew called State of Emergency, and they were filming for a full-length video. And I'm like, fuck yes, I finally found people that like are committed to this, you know, like going out and filming. And I remember meeting Dylan. Dylan ran the whole thing basically. Like he came up with the name and stuff. He did the filming, and he actually he showed me Common Crew. He's like, yo, you ever heard of the Common Crew? And I'm like, I've heard the name on YouTube, but no. It's like, oh, it's a bunch of kids from Huntington Beach, and I'm like, oh, that's sick. That's super close to us. So obviously, you know, I add them on Facebook. Like this is how far back this is, like Facebook times, you know. And I remember adding Ethan, Julian, Sauce, Francis, everyone in the Common Crew, and then I remember talking to Sauce and Francis on Facebook, and I remember Francis one time like, yo, like we look up to State of Emergency, and I'm like, what? Like how? Like you guys are so much better than us, you know? Because Denim was doing bar spins like off 9th stairs. He was so young. I'm like, bro, these dudes are way better than us, you know? But I think I'm way older than a lot of the, like, Sauce is like 22. I'm 27. You know, that's a very far thing. So I think they just kind of looked up to us because we were older. But it's funny now because we're all friends now. But anyways, Cat gets the car. We started driving to HB a lot more because our crew kind of broke up because, you know, college, work, just adult, you know, adult stuff. So that crew kind of broke up. And then me and Cat just started hanging out with the common crew a lot. This was around 2010, 2011. And then once I graduated high school, which was 2012, I just started going to Huntington Beach a lot, like with TAC, or like I'll make my dad drive me there, and then I'll just like somehow get back home somehow. I don't know. I didn't get my license till I was 21 because I got around fine, you know. And then once I turned 21, I was like, all right, I need to get a job because I was fooling around. Like I went to college for like 3 months. I was like, fuck this. I'm just gonna get a full-time job, you know, from Monday to Friday, and that's what I did. And I still have that job actually. But yeah, once I got my car, I started going to HB a lot, and that's how I met the common crew basically.
Hell yeah, man. I'm actually 23 and I still don't have a license. I've been slacking on that, but you know, for the most part, I'm able to get everywhere that I need to go. But this is the year that like I am absolutely getting it because like I don't know, I need to start, you know, doing that. And 23, it's about fucking time.
Yeah, definitely. But yeah, speaking of adventures now, you know, I would be around Francis and Sauce a lot. They'll be filming stuff, and I actually was showing them old BMX videos of like SOE crew and stuff, you know. And then I showed them my YouTube videos, and I remember Francis asking me like, "Oh, what's adventures or what's flip cam adventures?" The reason I called it flip cam adventures, it was because it was filmed off a flip camera. I don't know if you remember that. It's like a handheld camera, and it had a button where like the USB port will come out of the camera, and you basically just shove it into a computer, and all the footage will go into your computer. So it was like a little phone, basically.
Yeah, they were super easy to use, right? Like they were basically just
they
press the button and go.
They made it super easy to use.
Yeah.
So to anyone who's listening and they love adventures, if you type my name on YouTube, I made 7 of those episodes. This is before adventures with the common crew. And they're super old videos. Like you can see Sauce with a bald head, with braces, super fat, like crazy, you know, like super small sausage hands. It's so funny. You can see like, yeah, like he was literally like 13 years old, and I was like, how old was I? I was probably like 18, you know, like super weird. And there's a funny ass clip. Sauce is like, I think Sauce got his first car. It was like I forget what kind of car he had. He actually posted up today on Instagram. But he grabs my fisheye lens that I super glued onto the flip cam, and he yanks it off. And it's just hilarious. Like it just shows how far I've known these guys, you know. And it's really cool to see back if anyone wants to see those videos. So yeah, once Francis started, he wanted to do like vlogging. He started vlogging and stuff, but he wasn't really committed to it yet. And I was like, shit, I should bring back the flip cam adventures or whatever. But I didn't want to call it flip cam adventures, you know? And then I remember there was this, the barracks actually had what was it called? It was called Weekend Montage or something like that. Or Weekend Page, something like that on the barracks. And it was basically a group of skaters from LA, and they would film everything. They would just film everything they were doing, like from dirt biking to fucking around, partying, doing dumbass shit. So I'm like, I kind of got inspired by that. And then those dudes kind of stopped doing it. And so I'm like, oh, okay, I'm going to do something like this again. So I started doing it again. And I present the videos to Sauce and Francis, and they're like, bro, this is content that needs to be seen. Cause it was like behind the scenes kind of stuff, like us partying, you know, fucking us having our first beer, something like, you know, Sauce in high school. And it was just like super cool to see stuff like that. And I've always liked capturing moments like that. And so yeah, Francis was like, yo, this is perfect. Let's put it on the YouTube. and I remember we put it out. It was 16 minutes long, and I remember the first day it hit like 10K views, and I'm like, holy shit, like people love this shit, you know. And so I kept doing it, and then but it takes a while because I don't like just filming stuff and putting it out. I like to wait out. Like I like to film for like 5 months and gather all the clips together, and it just makes a good video. You know what I mean? Like of the last, like what have we been doing the last 5 months or whatever. But yeah, that's how Adventure started.
Yeah, I can completely agree. Like, you know, time just kind of makes all that stuff way better. And if you guys are watching us during the live stream here, I actually have the flip cam adventures going on the screen for you.
Yeah.
Yeah, super cool, man. And honestly, I've really been considering getting into doing vlogs and behind the scenes stuff of what I do. Um,
Yeah.
yeah, like I don't know. I think it's kind of the next move for me. Like I actually just picked up a new camera for like filming behind the scenes stuff as well as shooting photos. So I was thinking I might get into doing, you know, maybe a weekly vlog or something. Not every day. I just can't, you know, do that. But
Yeah. Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah,
and
dude, it's super sick. Like honestly, the whole vlogging, people that vlog, like I have nothing against vloggers, whatever. It is what it is. I have a bunch of friends that vlog, like you know, there's Austin, there's Billy, there's Panza, and you know, hanging out with Panza a lot lately. And he lives in New York, but we talk a lot on FaceTime. And I recently went to Barcelona in simple session with him, which was like a blast. You know, shout out Panza for that. He basically was like, hey, like you guys buy your flights, I take everything. He's gonna take everything else. Like he bought Airbnbs, like got us all VIP passes to like simple, and he made that all possible because of YouTube and to make BMX content. And I'm like, damn, bro, this is like actually really sick. Like you're doing this because of vlogging. You get to do all this cool shit because, you know, have your friends in Airbnb that you paid for through YouTube. And like, that's, to me, that's putting in work for BMX. Like, you know, and he does a lot of cool content for kids. I've seen a lot of kids like got into biking because of Panza, and it's really cool to see, you know. Because I don't know, I can't really picture kids nowadays like actually watching a real BMX video, which does suck. You know, I wish they could like, you know, they watched Deadline and they got inspired, but that's just the way it is nowadays. You know, vlogs is just the way it goes, I guess. I don't know. It's yeah, it's just a I'd say like a new generation transitioning. That's the way they got into BMX. Hey, they're getting into BMX. They're not getting into something else. You know what I mean?
yeah, I can see exactly what you're saying. And we actually have a younger viewer right now in the live chat. Mason, why don't you let us know? Do you actually watch full length videos at all, or are you mainly like what do you watch when you watch BMX content?
Me? So I'll tell you my daily. You know, let's say like when I'm at work. Um, you know, but Instagram, I go on Instagram and like see who's posting. You know, I'll go on Dig, I'll go on Hour, I'll even go on Vital. Like, I still go on those sites. I know a lot of people don't, but I like to be, like I said, I like to be tuned in on everything. So, you know, I still go on Vital, I still go on Dig and Hour BMX. That's all that's left. So I'm using the resources we have, you know. So,
Yeah.
yeah, basically when I get home, I'm like, all right, I'm gonna get home. You know, I'll usually make some food, sit on my computer, and just go through every video that I've been wanting to watch that whole day. Basically, I do watch full length videos. I watch random videos on Dig. Like I don't think.
Are you there? Eddie, are you there? Sorry guys, just give me 1 minute here.
You have reached the voicemail box.
Jesus, that's loud. Oh man, did this motherfucker's phone die? Sorry, guys. Just give us 1 minute here. Hey, I don't know what happened there, but you totally cut out.
No worries, no worries. But yeah, back to what I was saying, like what I watch. Yeah, I just watch everything, honestly. Even if I'm like not interested, I'll give it a watch, you know. And but yeah, I still watch Poland's videos. There'll be days where I'll sit down and watch only Poland's videos for the sake of just like, I don't know, just trying to get hyped up to go riding or whatever and stuff like that. But yeah, I definitely still watch. You know, I'll watch my BMX videos, and then after I watch all the BMX videos, I'll watch certain vlogs that I want to watch. You know, and that's about it.
Yeah, anybody that's, listened to these before knows that I absolutely love Scotty's vlogs. Like, Scotty Kramer's stuff is awesome. Austin Augie, he's got some decent stuff. Panza, I actually really like his stuff as well. Billy, I never really watch Billy's stuff, but he always has really cool videos. Like, I don't know why I don't watch it more often. Like, I absolutely...
Yeah, he has some cool stuff as well.
Yeah, I absolutely love the stuff that he does, like... I don't know why, but like the whole thing of like weaving in and out of traffic in New York with a fucking chest cam on is so interesting to me. Like,
yeah, it's super sick, man. Those videos are really cool, and I just think it's cool for the sake of like this is what New York is like riding down. He may not be doing like a lot of, he'll do a trick in there, but like you get a feeling of like what New York is like. Like and I've been in New York myself with all them, and it's exactly what I expected, like fucking traffic, security all over the place. It's just riding stone dorms is just like the only thing I want to do out there is ride a stone dorm. And it's really sick out there. But yeah, shout out all those dudes. Honestly, anyone making BMX content, yeah, that's dope to me.
Hell yeah. So I've got a question for you. Since you have been to 3 of the jams that I really want to try and go to in the next year or so, I would like to know your opinion on which one I should go to. So, first off, we've got Swamp Fest. I have been wanting to go to Swamp Fest for so fucking long. It looks insane.
Yeah.
That looks insane. Next up is Battle of Hastings, where I probably won't be able to actually ride. I'll probably end up just showing up like without my bike or anything, just camera gear. Or do I go to the Dawn of the Streets jam? Because that looked insane. What one do you think is best?
Which one?
The Dawn of the Streets.
What was the last one?
Dawn of the Streets, Austin Augie's jam in New York, right?
Oh, yes. Yes. Well, let's see here. I'm going to go with 2 of those choices, and that's going to be Swamp Fest and Dawn of the Streets. Only because I know you're in Ontario, and I know you can make it down there. You're in Ontario, right?
Yep. Yeah. Like an hour from Toronto.
Okay, yeah. And I don't know. Swamp Fest is like, I call it the Woodstock of like, the Woodstock event of BMX, is what I call it. Because it really is. It's basically just a bunch of land. You got fucking shitty ramps built to perfection. And you got trails. You got a fucking swamp. You got tons of people. And, that are there for the same thing you are. So Swamp Fest is like a must go. If I was going to recommend a jam to go, first would be the Swamp Fest, for sure. That's a must go.
Yeah, I've really been tempted to go.
I've actually only been once. The last year was my first time.
Damn, man, it looks so fucking wild. Like I don't know if it'll happen this year. All that's up in the air right now, but who knows?
Yeah, See, I'm super bummed about that because I was actually gonna go to New York a week before Swamp Fest, meet up with Panza, and then drive from New York all the way to Florida, and then drive back to New York. That's why I was super excited because I was like, okay, cool. Like, I get to go through the South, like, southern states like Florida, Atlanta, West Virginia, North Carolina, South Carolina. I was super hyped for that. And then this COVID shit happened, so I was really bummed. But yeah, but I guess if it does go down in October, it's going to be cool because that means Swamp Fest is going to go down in October. And then I believe Augie wants to do the Dawn of the Streets at the end of October, so it worked out. I mean, I can probably make it happen. I don't know yet, but that'd be sick. I mean, the New York jam is it's way different than like a California jam. People there, like California jams, they're they're really good jams, but it's mostly like more pros riding and not kids riding. New York is like the kids are riding with the pros, and it's so sick to see. Like they go off over there. They love to show off their riding, and I love that. To see, that random kid from this certain part of the city riding with a bunch of other pros. You get to meet all these people. Same with Swamp Fest. Like I actually got to meet Jason Levy. Are you familiar with that name?
Yeah, I've heard it before. I can't remember who exactly he is.
He's from Florida, but he actually has a part where he 180s roof to roof while he's shooting a gun, going fake. I don't know if you've seen that, but I think that's fucking. If you type in Jason Levy on YouTube, there's literally a clip of him jumping from a roof to roof, and while he does the 180, he shoots a gun going fakey.
I am 100% gonna try and see if I can find that.
It's super legendary, but that's I've heard about that dude many times, and I saw him at Swamp Fest. I'm like, damn, like this is actually super sick. Like I got a picture with them. I'm like, this is dope. Like I don't know much about you, but you shot a gun during the trick, and that's like, like I don't know, but yeah, Swamp Fest is also cool because I noticed there was a lot of kids there that was strictly going to go meet like the certain pros, and that to me is super sick because growing up, going to contests like the Nike US Open that went down in Huntington Beach, I remember like you couldn't talk to pros or you couldn't like, you had to go to like, you either had to stand by like where the pros go to the VIP section and hopefully get their attention just to talk to them or get a picture, and at Swamp Fest, you can just go up to them. And I think that's super sick. Trey always talks about that in Space Brothers podcast. If you listen to that,
yeah.
And I'm like, damn, like that's a very good way to meet your fucking hero, I guess, as you can say. I don't know. It's super sick. So Swamp Fest is like definitely number one on my list. Have to go. Recommend everyone to go.
Hell yeah. Well, I might be making the trip down there this year if I can get there then. I think that would be I've wanted to go for quite a while.
You should definitely go. And honestly, like the reason I have that recommended first is because I actually went to Texas Coast. Texas Coast was actually the first time I ever flew on a plane by myself, met up with people, like, and I was really nervous going to Texas Coast because I didn't know anyone. The only person I knew was like Matt Nordstrom and Robbie. I knew Robbie was going to be there, but I ended up staying with Matt Nordstrom, and that worked out very well. Billy Perry and Mark Burnett actually ended up staying with Matt Nordstrom, so that was in 2013, I think. Yeah, 2013. I met them. That was really cool because I knew of Billy and Mark through Facebook and YouTube, So it's really cool to meet them. We were all young. It was we were having like our first beer, I believe. It's super funny. But Texas Coast was one of those events where I was really lucky to go to the last event. And with Swamp Fest, I'm like, you never know. That can end this year. This could be the last one. And I definitely don't want to say that, knock on wood, I don't want that to happen, but that's why I want to go to every Swamp Fest from now on, because Texas Coast was kind of the similar vibe of Swamp Fest. So, yeah, those events don't really happen,
Yeah, and
like
Texas Toast actually just kind of just stopped happening the one year. And, like, ever since, it's just been gone. Yeah,
and Texas Toast was a blast. Like, I remember going there. I basically just winged that whole trip. I quit my job to go there, and I was like, damn, like, just that whole experience. Just even quitting my job was like, this is so fun. You just get like an adrenaline from it. And I was like, dude, this is dope. And ever since that trip, I've just been traveling, or even just going anywhere. There's a BMX event in fucking San Francisco. I'm gonna go to it. Like, it's just, I don't know. That's my whole goal, is just going to a bunch of BMX events and experiencing everything that goes down.
Yeah, exactly. So you mentioned earlier that Swamp Fest is a great place for, like the younger kids that really just want to meet, their hero or their pro, their favorite pro. And I've
Yeah,
actually been considering like, because unfortunately up here we really don't get to see many pros unless they're actually from here. I've really been
yeah,
considering maybe throwing a jam somehow in the future. Like definitely not this year because I can't afford it, but like bringing
yeah,
down a big pro that everybody loves, and like I think that would really boost the community around here. I think a lot of people would be really stoked to ride with somebody that they don't know. Like I could even throw it up on Instagram, be like, hey, who do you want to see come here? I can hit them up and see if they'll come. I think that would be
yeah,
really cool.
definitely.
I don't know if people would be into that or not, but I bet you that like you get a pro out at one of my jams and people would be pretty fucking stoked.
Yeah, I mean, it takes. See, I'm telling you, man, it takes one person to make that move. Like, fuck it, I'm gonna throw a jam. Like because that kind of happened in LA for a while. Like, Peep Game, like, Steve, he runs Peep Game and stuff. They used to him and like Aaron Brenner, Tony Nyer. They used to have the block, like the bike shop called the block in LA, like the heart of LA basically, and they would throw a jam every Sunday or every other Sunday, I believe. And bro, that brought so much people together. And seeing that, even though it lasted like I want to say 4 to 5 years, like they did that for 5 years every other Sunday. Like that is super sick. And I know I went to some of them. I didn't go to all of them, but I went to some, and every time there was just new people getting into biking because of that. And then you would just meet new people from like the LA area. And yeah, it just takes that one person like, yo, fuck it, I'm gonna do a jam. Like we did that with the Common Crew when we were like, we just dropped the DVD and we're like, bro, let's throw a Common Jam, or let's throw a Common Crew jam in Huntington Beach. I don't think that's ever been done. It's always in like LA or like Santa Ana. Because Santa Ana is more of like a city, and Huntington Beach is more of like a suburb area. So like throwing a jam there was kind of skeptical. So we sent it anyways. And dude, cause we just put out the DVD, people knew what the Common Crew was, and dude, there was people came out from Arizona, people drove from SF, which is 8 hours away. There was people driving from all over, all sorts of places, and we're like, damn, like people came out just for this jam. And we had more than like 130 plus people, I want to say, and we had no like interaction with the cops. So, actually, yeah, we did. We had one, but he was super chill about it. He just told us to leave and go somewhere else. But yeah, and then ever since that jam, like I actually met so much people that live in Huntington that I didn't even know rode BMX. But because of that jam, now I know who those people are forever. Like this local HB kids. It's super sick.
Yeah, honestly, it only takes one person to, go out and do a jam. And like, I've been doing them for quite a while now. I think this is the 8th year that I've been doing at least one jam a year. And this is
Dude, hell
going
yeah,
to be
that's
kind of
sick.
sad because I don't know if they're going to happen this year. Because, like, everything with COVID and whatnot, I don't know if we'll be
Yeah,
allowed to have an event. Like, I have an
yeah,
idea.
that definitely next year. Like people should plan this stuff because I mean, right now everything's getting canceled. Like, dude, if the Olympics are canceled, everything is canceled. I'm sorry, it's just it's just crazy.
Yeah, absolutely. And, like, something that I kind of thought about. I've had this idea to do an event for a couple of years where it's like a street scavenger hunt, and I've done it in previous jams where basically you get a bunch of people and you basically create a list of things that they have to do, and then they go through that
Yeah,
list in a certain amount of time. I've been considering doing that because in Ontario the rule is no more than 5. So if you can get 5 people together, you all start in one area in your group, but then you all go out to different areas and you film everything. I wonder if that would
damn,
work. I wonder if that would
dude, that is
work.
such a good idea.
I know, like I've done it
Oh,
before as like a little miniature event where like you get 90 minutes to go film some street stuff and come back, but like I think a full
yeah,
day where I basically say, "Hey, you bring 4 people, yourself included, and we'll give you one local that knows all the spots." go out and try and film as much stuff as you can, and then come back and there's a grand prize at the end. I think that might work. I just don't know the logistics behind it, right? Because like, if everybody's meeting in one area, it might be kind of a pain in the ass. Like, you know, you might get the cops called or something because it's over 5 in the beginning, but who knows?
Yeah, that's definitely a cool idea for sure. But like you said, yeah, it's very weird to do it now or whatever. I don't know. I probably just wait, you know, I just to throw a solid jam when all this shit's over.
Yeah, I think I'm just gonna wait it out. Like at this point, there's not much I can do. It really kind of broke my heart to hear that I wouldn't be able to do an event this year because I had been planning to do a DIY jam, you know, Swamp Fest style, but not that fucking crazy. Like not even near that crazy.
Yeah. More for like the scene of where you live type deal. Like if you're in the area or you live somewhat close, come by. Yeah, I feel that. That's cool.
Yeah. But yeah, unfortunately not able to do that. So yeah, let's switch things up here.
Yeah.
So we got, you know what? Let's hear your favorite Sauce story. Do you got a good story about Sauce the Boss for us?
Let's see, dude. That one's been said. My friend Pat's giving me like, you should say this one, but it's been said. I think Tony said it, where he like burns his pubes off and shit.
Yeah, we've heard the pubes story.
I'm trying to think of one because you've had Denim on here, you had Ethan, you had Sauce, you have Tony. So the all 4 people that hang out with Sauce. So I'm like, damn, it's all the good ones. I'm trying to think of a good one though.
I know. I'm literally coming up on, you know, having quite a few. I kind of want to go back and pull all the best stories and like post them. I think that'd be hilarious.
Yeah, that would be funny, man. Like a series of Sauce stories. That'd be funny. What's like a Sauce story, bro? I'm trying to think. God.
And Sauce, I know you're still listening, so thank you for being fucking.
Oh my God!
Thank you for being Sauce the Boss.
I got such a good one. Is he online right now?
He is online right now. He's in the live chat.
Oh my God! This is the best. Okay, I got one. This one definitely hasn't been said. So, I want to say this was like 2 years ago. So, Denim and Sauce. Oh, no, not Denim and Sauce. Do you know Micah from Nitro Circus? He works at Catfish China. He announces everything for the Nitro Circus.
Yeah.
He's a big dude.
Yeah.
Yeah. So he hit up Denim for to build a mega ramp drop-in, or no, he built the mega ramp like miniature size, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So that guy hits up Denim and it's like, yo, like, I'll pay you whatever to build this ramp for us, you know, blah blah blah. And then I was like, oh yeah, I got you. And then so you know, Denim builds the ramp, super sick, came out dope. And the dude pays him and he gives him tickets to Nitro Circus in Anaheim by my house at the Honda Center. So, you know, of course, Demon's like, yo, you guys all want to go to Nitro Circus for free? And we're like, dude, fuck yeah, of course. So we all go to Nitro Circus. And Sauce obviously gets really drunk, you know, fucking. He actually wasn't even 21 yet. Yeah, he wasn't 21. So obviously, he's like, you're going to have to buy me beer, Ed. I'm like, all right, whatever. So he starts drinking before the show. Denim brought his girl, and then he brought our friend Corey. Corey brought his girlfriend, and then it was me and Sauce. Me and Sauce had no dates, you know, whatever. Me and Sauce we came together, whatever. And so yeah, Sauce starts drinking. By the time we're there, he's pretty drunk already. And once he got into the stadium, he literally went up to some old ass dude and was like, yo, I'll give you $15 for that beer. $15 for that beer. And the guy's like, fuck, all right, like, I could get 2 beers now because this kid gave me $15, you know? So he gets a beer, and then I believe I bought him a couple more beers. And then he somehow just got alcohol out of nowhere. I think he had like a bottle of something. He drank that. So he's pretty drunk. And we left the show really early, actually, because he was getting really drunk just sitting there watching Nitro Circus. He's like falling asleep, talking to himself. It was hilarious. Anyway, so we're finally on the road back home. And we left early because, you know, there's like thousands of people in that stadium. So we didn't want to be in traffic in a parking lot just waiting to get out of the stadium. So we left early, and we finally get home. We're in Huntington Beach, and Sauce was like, I'm hungry, like just super drunk at this point. We're like, oh, fine, all right, let's go get you food. And well, I forgot what the place is called next. It's like a really like, they make like chili dogs, chili burgers. It's not Wiener Schnitzel. I forget. I think it's called Tommy's or something. But it's right next to his house, walking distance, you know. So we're like, just let him out. And then Denham's like, no, we're just gonna go to the drive-thru. I don't want to lose him. So I'm like, oh yeah, good idea. So we're in the drive-thru, and Sauce is like, no, fuck that. Let me out. I'll just walk home. I've done it many times. And we're like, all right, whatever. And it is really close, you know. There's no way he could get lost. So we get to the house, and Jeff, shout out Jeff Quick with the Sauce's dad. He goes, so where's Sauce? And I'm like, oh, he wants to go get a burger from Tommy's. He's like, okay, but is he drunk? And I'm like, yeah, pretty drunk. He's like, oh, here we go again. And he's pretty mad. And he's like, I'm not mad because he's drunk. I'm mad because you guys left him on the street by himself. And I'm like, oh, shit. And I just remember his dad saying, like, you better go find him. And if he's not back, if he doesn't come back with you, then you can never come back to the house. And I was like, holy shit, like, Jeff is mad at me, you know? He's never been mad at me. So, you know, and so I'm like, okay, I got to find Sauce. And we all have our location on our phone, so I always know where Sauce is at. So I look at my location, and it says he's at Tommy's. So I go to Tommy's, and he's not there. And I'm like, okay. I check my location again, and it says he's walking back to the house. So I'm like, oh, he's walking. I'll just catch him on the street, get him in the car, and get him back to the house, basically, you know? So I drive by the street where he's at, and I notice he's not on the street. He's on the sidewalk, but right next to the sidewalk, there's a club right next to his house. It's called The Circle. It's called Huntington Beach Circle or something like that. And it's basically like an EDM club type deal. They have a bunch of shows there every Friday. And I checked the location again to see where he's at, and he's inside the fucking club. So I ended up in the club. I have no idea how he got in because he was under 21. So I'm like, how the fuck did Sauce get in this club, you know?
So Sauce is in the chat right now, not to interrupt you, and he says that he had a fake ID.
Oh, okay. All right, that makes sense. Oh, he did have a fake ID for a while. Okay, yeah. So I'm guessing that's how he got in, obviously. So I'm like, what the fuck? I'm tripping. So I literally parked my car by his house because I was actually kind of faded during this. I should not be driving the car, but I was because I took Jeff's words very seriously. Like, holy, you know, like he meant it when he said it. So I was like, fuck, I gotta find Sauce. So I'm like, okay, I'm gonna park my car and run all the way back to the club. I got in line, right? And this line is super long. Like this held around the fucking building. And I'm like, dude, this is too long. And I have to pay to get in to find Sauce. I'm not gonna pay to find Sauce. So I go up to the dude. I'm like, hey, listen, like my friend's in there. He's very drunk. I need to go in there and get him out of there, please. He's like, no, you got to get in line, bro. And I'm like, fuck. So at this point, I have no choice but to go back to the house and tell Jeff, hey, I checked Sauce's location, and he's in the club. And, you know, Jeff I don't think he knows that there was even a club right next to his house. He's like, what club? I'm like, the one next to Tommy's or whatever. He's like, get in the car. We're going in there. And we're like, holy shit. All right. So we go back to the club with Jeff. He's driving. And I'm like super nervous. Like, what's about to happen, you know? And Jeff gets in line and waits. And I'm like, you're not going to get in, Jeff. Like, look at this line. So he shoves every fucking kid that's there, literally just shoving people through the line. Cuts in line, and, you know, no one's saying stuff because he's an older person. No one's going to want to argue with him, you know? And he looks pissed. And he just goes up to the security guard and goes, hey, listen, my underage kid is in there. Let me in this club now, or else I'll call the cops and let them know that you have an underage kid in here drinking. And the security guard's like, yeah, you can go in. And then I try to get in, like, no, you can't go in. You stay outside. And I'm like, God damn it, all right. So I'm just, like, imagining Jeff in the club with a bunch of 21-year-old people and up trying to find his son. So finally, I'm like, I gotta record this. I have to record this because Sauce is gonna be even more drunk, you know. Of course, Sauce comes out getting dragged out by his dad in front of all these people waiting in line at the club, and I'm just like low key filming it, and yeah, just we got to his house and he was like trying to find his dad, and he's like, get the fuck in the house, and like, I was like, all right, Eddie, you're good. You can go, or you can stay here, whatever you want. And I was like, I'm just gonna go home. I think I should go home, you know. And then, dude, that was the best. I think that's a really good Sauce story because the fact that his dad went inside a club and literally dragged him out of there, that was the best shit I've ever seen, ever. Like, it was so sick.
Oh,
and
fuck.
I didn't record that because, like, I didn't want Jeff to see that I was recording, but now that I realize it, I don't think Jeff would care if I was recording. He'd probably like it to look back at it.
Oh, fuck. So,
yeah, that's my best Sauce story that hasn't been told.
Sauce is awesome, dude. I fucking love Sauce. He said here, in the chat, he's like, oh, that's right, I didn't have an ID then. So he didn't have a fake ID. He actually snuck in the back door, apparently. There was a fat line in front, fuck all of that. And then I'm way more fond of the jerk-off story, which I absolutely love the jerk-off story. That's a really good story, Sauce.
That is a good one. That one's been getting told a lot lately.
So good. I fucking love it. Oh, man.
Yeah, that's mine.
Oh, dude. Alrighty. So, something that I've really been seeing in the BMX world lately is people throwing front brakes on. And a couple of years ago, you were actually running front brakes. Why'd you take them off, if you don't mind me asking?
So, what was it? When did I do that? I want to say that was like, 2017. Actually, no. 2016 I had front brakes. That is crazy. Wow. Dude, that's what like last year, man. Wow, yeah, that's crazy. So I was at Vans, and you know, I was like, fuck, man, like I can't film any more Instagram videos at Vans skate parks. Like I've literally done everything I possibly could do at Vans skate parks. You know, I'm like, I need something new in my life. So I'm like, what do I do? Put brakes on. I was thinking of brakes. And I was like, I don't want back brakes though. I want front brakes. I don't know why, for some reason, every time I saw front brakes, I would ask that dude, like, yo, let me ride your brakes or your front brakes, you know? Like no one really has front brakes nowadays. So I'm like, let me try it out, and it's just so like, I don't know. You can just learn so much shit with front brakes. And I feel like anyone nowadays that wants to put brakes is usually back brakes, you know? Like, oh, I'm gonna do the brake thing, it's usually back brakes. I'm like, nah, fuck that. I'm gonna do front brakes. So I did front brakes, and dude, that shit was so fun. And I remember, I think I was going to Barcelona, and having front brakes, I was like, I couldn't do bar spins, and you know, I'm really shitty at like tuning my wheels. I kind of just run through my wheels until they explode. So that was the main thing that made me take them off, is I suck at tuning my wheels. So I'm like, fuck, I gotta have a straight wheel at all times. I suck at adjusting my brakes. You know, I always have someone do my brakes, which is the dude at Epic. Shout out Boo Boo. But he, you know, I would go there and he would adjust my brakes. Super dialed, because he knows how to do brakes. But and then I remember I was going to Barcelona for the first time, which was in 2017 of February, and I'm like, fuck, this is Barcelona. Like, there's tons of spots for front brakes out there, you know. But my wheel was super fucked up. My brakes were fucked up. And I'm like, fuck it, I'm just going to take the brakes. So I took the brakes to Barcelona, and, you know, my bike got thrown around a lot, so that fucked up my lever. It actually bent my lever, like, so I couldn't even use my brakes. And I'm like, oh, they toughed my bike up in that plane too much. So I took them off in Barcelona, and I was really bummed because I was like, you know, front brakes in Barcelona would have been perfect. So, yeah, ever since I never put them back on. I just kind of like, I don't know. I just kind of like didn't put them back on for whatever reason. And then mostly because of bar spins, because I can do bar spins pretty well now. Like, I never really liked bar spins, but I tried varsity with the brakes on, and it just fucked up my hands, or like my fingers were laying crisscross on the lever and handlebar. It was really annoying, so I just like, fuck it, like I'll just put them on when I feel like putting them on. But lately, my friend David, he's this dude from Germany. He actually put them on recently, and I'm like, shit, I might put them back on. So I don't know, I might put them back on. So we'll see.
Yeah,
that was my main reason.
I've been super tempted to throw them on, and I actually have I have a weird setup. So if I do get front brakes, I'll be able to run my back brakes and front brakes just through one lever because I have it's a thing that they used to use in like the 80s and 90s called the Primo Pervert, and it's a weird way that it works, but it's essentially so that you can make your top gyro cables whatever length you want. But I can actually set it up so that both, I can have both front and back brakes on it. So I'm going to try and set that up and see if it's actually cool with like just the one lever. But yeah, I'm starting to see quite a few people are throwing front brakes back on. It's really interesting to see.
Dude, yeah, I'm glad you brought that up. Like Tyler Fernago's on brakes right now. Corey Martinez on brakes, which is super sick. Chase Hawk's on brakes right now. And, like hanging out with other people, like, dude, I don't know, I might put brakes on. I'm like, damn, bro. Like, and recently I hung out with Devin Smiley, and he has a cassette on right now. And so does Vegan. Vegan has a cassette right now. I'm like, dude, all this shit's coming back, and I hope it does come back because, that just adds more, imagine seeing Devin Smiley with back brakes in a cassette with his writing.
That would be fucking interesting.
Yeah, so like, it's pretty dope. I've actually seen Julian Arteaga with back brakes when we all went to Providence for the Odyssey Sunday thing.
Yeah.
He was running brakes that whole time, and he was doing some stuff that I'm like, whoa, like I can actually picture Julian with brakes, forever. But I feel like with a lot of those dudes, they're so technical. With like, people are doing mad bar spins and then you have like a brake lever with the slick cable. It's kind of like in the way. But I know Tyler, he's been using them very well, and same with Chase Hawk. So it's pretty cool to see that come back with new riders, I guess.
Yeah, absolutely fucking awesome, dude. I'm like so hyped to see people are riding brakes again. It's like one of my favorite things on my bike is brakes,
Yeah, it's definitely fun. I see someone with back brakes. I'm like, I'm ride your bike for me, like just to, I don't know, maybe I get motivated and put back brakes on, but I never put back brakes on. That's one thing, just front brakes.
Yeah. So let's change things up a little here. Sauce actually let me know earlier today that there's a very interesting story about how you became, a U.S. citizen or how you actually came to the States. So why don't you tell us? Why don't you tell us about this?
All right, so I was born in the U.S. Fuck Sauce. He was being dumb. But so basically, before I lived in Anaheim, I lived in Santa Ana, and it's like a really bad area, like a bunch of gangs and shit. So yeah, I lived in an apartment complex, and I was 6 years old, and this whole day that I'm about to explain basically changed my whole life. So I was riding my bike, and I just learned how to ride a bike without training wheels. I had like this Batman bike that I got that had a coaster brake, and every time after school I would go behind the apartment complex, and then the law office behind it will close around 3:30 or something. So we would go back there, and we would do like kids because the ground was asphalt. So it's really good for kids on a coaster brake. So me and my friends would do that just for hours, just going fast and like drifting around a corner, pretending to drift basically. And there was like a trash can there that everyone threw the shit. You weren't supposed to be throwing shit there, but people were. But yeah, people would throw anything like fucking toys, a bunch of garbage, just like random, just junk, So anyways, I was there by myself actually, and I was doing the whole like coaster brake thing. and I heard crying, and I'm like, oh, it's just a baby crying, whatever. Didn't think of it much. The baby stopped crying, and then I go back around. I do my toaster break action, and I hear the crying even more, like as if it was really close to me. You know, I'm like, what the fuck? Like, where's this crying come from? There's no houses around me. Like, this is weird. So I again I keep riding, and I finally got closer to the trash can, and the trash can's like in between like a wall that's full of bushes, like the wall's just overgrown with this plant, you know. And I look over it, and there was like baby dolls, there was toys, and I'm like, oh, that's just a baby. I think the baby, like, I think this is what I was assuming. I assumed someone threw a baby doll in the trash can, and like it was probably like electric, so it was like, it was like glitching, crying or something. I don't know. I don't know why I thought that, but I thought it was a toy like misfunctioning or something. I'm like, no, that's not the baby doll. Like, there's no way. So I literally picked up the baby doll. I threw it. I chugged it over the wall. I'm like, it's not the baby doll. And remember, I'm by myself digging through this trash can, and like, it's not the baby. And the crying finally stopped, and I'm like, all right, yeah, it was just a doll. So I go back around, and I tripped again, and then I heard it again. I'm like, all right. I go behind the trash can, and I find a baby, like a real life baby, crying behind the trash can, and I was like, holy shit, this is fucking crazy. I'm like 6 years old, and I found a baby, and like the first thing I'm like, all right, gonna go get my mom. I go get my mom, and she had a guest over, one of like a family friend, and she hated it when I would interrupt, because I was like, just adult time, I guess. I was sick. I didn't know any better. So I go up there like, hey, like, this is serious. I found a baby behind the trash can. And she's like, ah, shut up. Like, you're lying. I'm like, no, like, I'm serious. And I remember her telling me, like, if this is a joke or something, you're going to go in the house for the rest of the week, like, trying to ground me. I'm like, all right, like, for real, I found a baby. I'm not lying to you. Like, why would I just say that? And so she finally comes out of the house. She's freaking out because she thinks I'm lying. And then obviously the guest comes with her. And now the baby's crying, like consistently crying. And she's like, oh my God, is there really a baby back there? And I'm like, yes, like, there's a fucking baby back there. And then she goes back there, and my mom looks at it, and she just starts bawling her eyes out. Like, she was spooked. I was spooked too. But, and then our guest actually ran back home. So he grabbed the towel and picked it up. And when he picked it up, it was wrapped around in like a grocery bag, so the head was still out, so the baby can breathe. I mean, that's still shitty, the baby's behind a fucking trash can. So obviously we called the cops at that point. The whole neighborhood, the whole apartment complex is outside, just looking at this, surrounding this baby. Just, you got a lot of people crying, just people pissed off. Like, then the cops finally show up, and they started crying too. Like, I remember being a woman cop, 2 women cops and one dude. And the dude kind of like, all right, like, took control, carried the baby. They took it out of like the wrapper, and when they took the wrap or the grocery bag off it, they still had it in umbilical. What is it called? Umbilical cord. Yeah, it still had like yeah. When everyone saw that, everyone freaked out. Like, what the fuck? Like, and I started crying. I don't know why I started crying. I was just crying, and my mom put me inside the house, and then the ambulance came. They took the baby back to the hospital, and then the cops came back to my house, and I had Channel 6 there. I had like the Spanish news there. I had every news station you can think of was at my house, just trying to talk to me, basically. And for a week straight, I would wake up to go to school, and there was ABC News, there was fucking CNN over I don't even know CNN News, like all this fucking social media people outside my house just trying to talk to me. And at that point, I was like, oh, the baby's fine. Like, I don't need to talk to any of the people. I was 6 years old, you know, like I was just trying to go to school, but it got to the point where I couldn't even go to school for a week. So I didn't go to school for a week, and I find out that the lady that had the baby, she was already a drug addict, but she didn't do any drugs for 9 months, obviously, because she had a baby, and she ran out the hospital and dumped the baby, basically, like straight
Wow.
out the. So the baby was 4 hours old.
Wow.
Oh yeah, and then that's like that's just so crazy. Like to this day, I'm like, damn, like someone did that, and I just happened to be there at the right time, I guess. I don't know, like, and so anyways, you know, the baby's finally safe now. They found the lady, she got arrested, and then I finally go back to school, and I had no one told me this, but I show up to school and I go into the cafeteria because, you know, they'll give you free breakfast at the elementary school I went to. And there was a big sign that said, Eddie Cuellar Assembly, 12:30 after lunch. And I was like, what the fuck? And, you know, and every kid in school, every teacher knows what happened, like the whole baby thing. And, you know, everyone's talking to me. And I'm just like, fuck this. I don't even want to be in school. I didn't even do any work. Like I'd be in class, and that was the subject of the day. Talk about that, and I explained that story more than 100 times that day. And so, anyways, I remember just like going to the principal's office and like yeah, I want to go home. And the principal's like, yeah, I understand. This is too much. So I go back home, come back the next day, and then that assembly happened, and I had to be there for that because the mayor of Santa Ana was there. All these like city council people were there to give me an award, and they gave me like a badge, like a hero badge. They gave me this award that's framed and everything, like super nice. That says like Hero of the Year, Eddie Cuellar, blah blah blah. Super extra, you know. And the whole school was basically just in the assembly room, just fucking looking at me like, what the fuck? And I was looking at them like, wow, what the fuck? This is crazy, man. And then they gave me 4 tickets to Knott's Berry Farm, which is like an amusement park. And at the time, that was like my favorite amusement park. So I was really hyped on that. I was more hyped on that than like the award they actually gave me. Like the city of Santa Ana, they gave us like $6 to $5 grand. They gave me $5 grand. And yeah, my parents were like, well, he's 6 years old. He don't need $5 grand. So we're gonna take this $5 grand and move out. Because at that point, my dad was like, all right, this is the straw. Like, my sister was getting into like a bunch of bad shit of the gang and shit. And I was like, fuck, like, all right, we're moving to Anaheim. And we moved to Anaheim because of the $5 grand that I got, $6 grand or whatever. So yeah, that's like some life changing shit. Not just for me, like just the whole fam. It was crazy.
Yeah, man, that is honestly the fucking craziest story. Like, Sauce told me to ask about that, and I was like so blown away by the fact that actually happened. Like, you know,
Yeah,
I feel like you hear about it, but you never see it. And like to actually, you know, meet somebody or at least talk with you that's been through that, that's fucking insane. Like,
yeah, it's super. That's like, probably, if everyone ever asked me what's your craziest story ever, that's it. Like, and it's funny
yeah,
because I've seen a lot of more other crazy stuff, but like that, the fact that happened to me at 6 years old, it's like fucking. That's just crazy. No 6-year-old goes through that, you know. So,
absolutely. It's just
but yeah,
so
honestly,
crazy.
I always look back at that and I think like, damn, like I know for a fact if I still live in Santa Ana, I would have never rode bikes. I would have never rode skateboards. None of that, dude. It's like I'll say that forever. Like that's for sure because you know out there it was pretty. I go back there sometimes where I found the baby. I probably go there once a year just to go see how it is now. And you know the apartment complex I live at is pretty like mellow now. The whole gang territory is pretty gone now. Like they redid everything, streets, they're redoing schools. So Santa Ana, it's you know it's kind of known for the city of like homeless and gangbanging, and a lot of that's gone now, and it's like pretty cool to see, you know. And Santa Ana actually has a lot of good BMX riders. Like it's more of an Hispanic Mexican scene out there, and that's what Santa Ana is, and it's pretty cool to see there's kids riding out there. You know, in Colton, Santa Ana, which I see a lot of dudes from Santa Ana ride Colt or Fit. You know, even Fit out of there as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's super sick seeing that. Like, okay, you know, there is a scene in Santa Ana that's pretty dope. So, yeah, that's the story behind that. And then, yeah, I've been living in Anaheim since 2001, 2002. So, yeah.
Damn, man. Yeah, that's a crazy fucking story. And, you know, what makes it even crazier is Sauce let us know that you actually, you know, matched with her on Tinder a few years ago. So that's pretty fucking crazy.
No, he's lying. He's lying. No, I have obviously. So, oh yeah, what happened to the baby is, so my what was it? My second oldest sister, she was going to a middle school across the street from my elementary school, and her middle school teacher, I think middle school or something, I don't know what it was, but anyways, one of her teachers actually heard of what happened and adopted the baby.
Wow.
Yeah, like literally like that same week or month, she adopted the baby, and I heard about it, and I was like, oh, like now the baby's fine. But at that point, I already moved to Anaheim, and so, you know, I never really cared to know what happened. You know, as long as I knew the baby was safe, I was like, okay, yeah, I can be content with that. Like, baby safe, cool.
That's crazy.
It's weird because I think now is a girl, by the way. I want to say she's 19, 18 years old now.
She's 21, apparently. That's what Sauce is saying.
Okay, so 21, and I have tried. You know, I went on Google and I typed my name in. Like I typed my name in and like Santa Ana baby found or baby found in Santa Ana or something like that. And I've had a couple things pop up, but the only thing that pops up now is just a picture of me with the other dude that was. Oh, this person. Have you ever heard of Getty Images?
Yeah, I've heard of that.
Yeah, he's like a very popular photographer, but I actually didn't know who he was at all. But when I looked that up a couple years ago, I'm like, what the fuck? Like, I've been pictured by Getty Images. Like, that dude pictures, like, he takes pictures of celebrities, you know? Like,
yeah.
And so I actually DM'd him. I DM'd the guy on Instagram. I found him. And surprisingly, he saw my DM, and I told him basically what I told you just now. And he was like, oh my God. That's when I first started taking pictures for this social media company back in 2000. I remember that story. He was like, he couldn't believe that I fucking found him, you know?
Wow.
And I was tripping too. Like, yeah, it was really crazy. And he actually, like, I went on his website and he has that photo of me and the other kid that found. The other kid in the photo, he didn't find the baby. They just claimed it. And that kid just somehow got in the photo with me.
Yeah.
But, so I gotta send it to you. I look so young. Like, it doesn't even look like me, bro. It's crazy. But I'm just super small in this picture. Basically, right next to, like, the bush area where I found the baby. And dude, I forgot his name, but
if you can try and
photo. He's like, what's that?
If you can try and find that, send it to me as soon as possible. Like, that's fucking insane, man.
Yeah, it's really crazy. So, you know, once I found that dude, actually, the photographer was like, yo, like, have you ever tried to, like, reach out to her? And I was like, dude, the thing is, I don't know if first of all, how do I even go to find her? You know what I mean? Like, and does she know that she was found like that? You know, does she know that she's adopted? Like, maybe her mom, you know, like, I don't know. It's just weird to say, like, yo, you were found by this fucking kid in Santa Ana, you know? But in my mind, I think I want to say she probably knows, you know? Like, maybe she does know she's adopted. Yeah, and so I told my parents about it, you know, and basically I have two choices here to try to find this girl. Is go to the Santa Ana police station and tell them, hey, do you have the record of this? And do you have the record of the mom that adopted the girl? Or I can go to the middle school my sister went to and just hopefully pray that, I don't know, that lady still works there. I don't know. Those are my only two options. But I've never actually really tried. I've only done online stuff. I can't really find much online, so I don't know the girl's name. I don't know anything. So,
well,
yeah, that's what,
yeah. Sauce said that the best way to find her is to find her on Tinder. So, I mean, start swiping, big boy. You might find her.
That would never happen. Imagine what if I did swipe on it, man? Who knows?
Dude, he said the only way that story gets better is if you banged her 20 years later. So, I mean, you got to get on that shit.
Yeah, every time they get brought up, he says that, like, it can only get better if you mess her on Tinder. I'm like, dude, that would be a fucking... Might as well make a movie out of that, literally.
Dude, can you fucking imagine, though? Like, you literally just match with this chick on Tinder. You're like, oh, yeah, this is going to be great. You fucking go hang out with her, And then she starts telling you this story. She's like, yeah, so, like, it's so weird. But, like, this random guy found me behind a dumpster. It's like, what? That was fucking me, dude.
No, yeah, trust me, I've definitely thought about that situation. Like, but yeah, dude, I was thinking the same thing. I was actually thinking like, what if I actually was in the same store with her at one point, and I just, it's like all these years. I mean, I'm guessing she lived in the Orange County area, so like, but the last 20 years, we could possibly like cross paths at one point, and we don't know. That's just crazy.
It's very possible. If you guys are both in the same area, it's very, very possible.
Yeah, I mean, but yeah, that's that story, dude. That's one of the crazy stories I have for sure.
Yeah, that's absolutely insane, man. Like, pretty fucking crazy. And honestly, good on you as a 6-year-old to fucking do that. Like, that's so crazy.
Yeah, it's pretty surreal.
Yeah, and Sauce also let me know that you actually went to the same high school as Pat Casey, but more importantly, you also went to the same high school as a porn star. So why don't you let all of our listeners know what name this girl goes by on Pornhub or whatever?
I feel weird. Yeah, I don't know. Fuck Sauce. I feel weird. Honestly, I'll say this. I'm not gonna say her name. But she doesn't do porn anymore. She did she did it for money, like just to get money. She did 2 of them, and she actually didn't go to high school with her. She went to a high school around my area, the Speeding High School, I guess. And yeah, I knew her because of just partying and stuff. And when we graduated, one of my friends actually was like, hey, have you seen this? And I was like, holy shit. Like, yeah, I know who this is. Like, what the fuck? That's that. That's really... Sauce didn't want me to talk about it. But, I barely knew her. I only knew her because of parties during high school and stuff. We didn't even go to the same high school. We just had mutual friends, you know what I mean?
Fair enough. I was so hoping that it was a girl you went to school with, like maybe chatted with a couple times. Like, that would have been hilarious.
I definitely have chatted. Like, my friend dated her, but I didn't really talk to her. Like I said, we went to different schools, so we didn't really talk. But I've definitely been around her, hung out with her, and I just can't believe she did that. It's crazy, But let's say if she did keep doing porn and she was like a popping porn star, I would gladly say her name. But she's not. She did it for the sake of making a quick buck. You know what I mean?
Fair enough. Yeah, I can see what you're saying there.
The Pat Casey. Here's another one with Pat. So, what year was this? 2010. Yeah, 2010. So I was in high school. I knew Pat lived in Yorba Linda, Anaheim area. So basically, I'm like, oh, cool. Like, this kid lives here. He rides bikes. But I still didn't know him. I haven't met him personally. And again, he didn't go to the same school as me. We did have a class together, but the reason we met is because I took advanced metals in high school, advanced metals and advanced wood class, and it was an after school class. So that means like uh, different kids from different high schools would come to Esperanza High School where I went because Esperanza High School was the only school in the Orange County area that did metals class. So if you wanted to take metals and you were somewhere else in the area, you had to go after school and go to Esperanza. I remember it started at like 6 in the afternoon. Oh no, yeah, six in the almost at nighttime basically, and it ended at 8. It was a 2-hour class, and it was like the best class ever. It didn't even feel like school, you know. You're just fucking around welding shit together, making rails, trying to make a frame, like just random bullshit. But anyways, yeah, it was really cool because I actually got to meet a lot of people there, like that rode bikes, and there was this dude named Ricky Rios that I knew of. He's a lot older than me. This kid named Killian McGinnis. These people still currently ride. But these two dudes are really good friends with Pat Casey, and they're like, yeah, dude, Pat Casey just enrolled to what's it called, metals class, and then that's how I got to meet Pat. So like, I didn't really think like, oh, cool, like another BMX rider, that's dope. And one time he was wearing a Stone shirt in class, and I'm like, oh, so you have a Stone shirt? Dope. Like, what kind of bike do you have? He's like, oh, I have a Stone bike. I ride for Stone. I'm like, oh, what the fuck? You're sponsored? You know, like I never met anyone sponsored at that time. So, like, oh, that's cool. Hell yeah, we should ride sometime. And of course, he's like, yeah, you should go to Chino Skate Park on a Saturday. Like, all right, I'll go to Chino Skate Park on Saturday. And this was like a really like, you know, park style skate park. Super big bowls, step up, step down, crazy spine. But I still went there because I actually rode park a lot before I started riding street. But I wasn't blasting or anything, you know. I was just learning turn downs, like 270 turn downs on hips and stuff, tail whips, anything fly, I would just learn basically. And he finally showed up, fucking helmet, pad, gloves, gyro, tight spokes, the whole nine, you know, like full two-tour shit. And I was like, holy shit, like he can flare. Like immediately, I just knew he can flare, you know.
Yeah.
And he's like, oh, what's up, man? Like, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, oh, let's ride. And he starts riding, and I just literally sit down and fucking watch. Just watch him ride. He's doing like flare whips, flare bars, fucking double whips. Any park trick you can think of, he was doing, you know? And I was like, oh, shit, like, this is a different level, obviously, for me. And he was younger than me, so I'm like, whoa, like, you're fucking really good. And you ride for Stolen. And then I remember, like, he stopped going to metals class because of riding, actually. And then I remember he hit me up like, yo, you should come to my house, ride the mini ramp. He had a mini ramp that his dad built him. And yeah, he would just ride that thing every fucking day. And yeah, that's basically how I met Pat. And I don't think I think he did homeschool. He graduated homeschool, I believe. But after that, I didn't see him at all. He was just traveling, and I would talk to him on Facebook. And like, oh, I'm over here doing Dew Tour. I'm in Maryland doing this Dew Tour. I'm like, damn, like this dude's like serious, you know. And he was like 16 years old doing all this shit. I was like, damn, that is crazy, man. And yeah, now I still see him now. I see him at like a lot of contests and yeah, only contests I think. Like he lives pretty close to me, and I actually don't see him at all. But when we go to a concert, he's usually there. So yeah, he has like a family and shit. He has a whole house with a skate park. So he's doing pretty well, you know. Shout out Pat Casey for sure.
So I don't know if you know this, but I told Denim this because he actually built a replica of the skate park that he has. So my buddy Jordan, who actually used to live about 15 minutes from where I live, he's been on the podcast quite a few times. He actually built Pat Casey's backyard ramp. He's a professional ramp builder.
Oh, sick. Yeah, I've heard that on Devin's podcast. On Devin's podcast.
Yeah,
that's such a small world, bro. Like, it's so crazy, you know? Like, this is in fucking Canada. it's just like, oh, come over here and build a ramp. That's just crazy.
Yeah, and when he was there, he actually shot a fucking nail through the nail gun, like using the nail gun right through his fucking thumb. So like there's a photo if you go
Damn.
far enough back on Pat Casey's stuff, or if you
Wow.
look up Dream Yard, I think it's Dream Yard 3 or Dream Yard 2, there's like a
Yeah.
photo of fucking Jordan's finger, and there's literally a nail like halfway through it.
Jeez. That is fucked up.
Oh,
That's
man.
crazy. Dude, that ramp is nuts. I've never been to it. He's told me to come over. But, dude, he was like, yeah, come over, man. Just rip the jump. I'm like, I'm never getting to these jumps. Are you kidding? I'm like, nah, you got it, man. I'm like, dude, I'd maybe ride your ramp. That thing is scary, Like, it looks scary. I'm sure I can ride it. I'm all right with some blowing up parts, but no tricks. I'll probably throw like a. Honestly, every time I go to a park, I try to 3 a box jump just to see if I still have it. Because to me, that's very cool. Like, oh, I can 3 a box jump. I think that's a pretty impressive thing to do. I don't know why. Just 3 a box. I've 3 a box jump at Woodward, and that's the biggest box jump I've ever 3'd. And I'm like, damn, I feel like I can 3 any box jump if I can 3 that. So every time I see a box jump, I'll usually give it a 3. Fuck around. That's about it. I'll probably do a turn down tabletop on park.
Nice.
So I'll never take my hands off during the air. So fuck that. Anything like that, that's not me.
However, Denim also sent me some footage of you in the new Cult Arizona video, and you're doing a tail whip on a hip. And I gotta say,
yeah,
man,
that's my.
that fucking spot looks so cool, man. That looks like the best fucking spot.
Dude, yeah, that trip was amazing, man. That was actually like, I'm surprised I even rode that trip because I literally got back from Barcelona, like the whole Simple Session Barcelona trip. I got home, didn't sleep at all, and then the next day I got home, washed all my clothes, built my bike up, and then got in the van and went straight to Arizona. And I was like, oh fuck, like this is crazy. I'm still jet lagged and shit. And then I'm like, I don't even know if I can clear. I remember telling Beach like, fuck Max, I'm so tired. I don't think I can ride. I've been riding for the past month in Barcelona every single day, every fucking hour of the day. And I split my head open in Barcelona. Not crazy, but a little bit. And like every time I would land, my head would throb, because it was hurting. So luckily that I took the Band-Aid off and it was fine. I just iced it every night. And then we were there for 3 days. I caught like the last 3 days of the trip. And then I'm like, I gotta get at least a clip for this video, So I got 2 clips. I got like this Scapsy Smith on like this weird bang thing, and then I got that tail whip. And I always try to do a tail whip every year, like a yearly tail whip. And that was it.
Yeah, Denim was pretty blown away that you did one, which is really funny.
Yeah, man. I should do more. I just hate like anything that has to do with taking your foot off and taking your hands off just terrifies me. Like that's why I'm with tailwhips. I only do them like a fly out or a hip. A hip is more legit, because it's a bank to bank.
Yeah,
more legit.
I always find hip whips to be really easy too. Like they come around pretty well. I always do them down whip on hips.
Oh yeah, I only do them like I can't. I've never done a down. Well, actually, yeah, I have. I've done a down whip on a hip, but I've only done it once, and that was probably the last time I did it. Was who knows when. But I actually learned tail whip before bar spin. Like at one point, I was like, nah, I'd rather do a tail whip than a bar spin. Like, I don't know why, but lately I've been doing a lot of bar spin, which I'm really hyped on because I think just add more shit to lines, or I don't know. It just feels good to do a bar spin. I was really a fan of it. I was really just more focused on like doing a tail whip on a bike. I thought that was more exciting.
Yeah, and I actually cannot bar spin to save my fucking life, but I can tail whip like pretty decently nowadays. I haven't done one in a while, but I can do them down pretty much anything. Like I've done them down 4 or 5 steps, like off of ledges, shit like that. And also, we were just talking about Pat Casey and how Jordan built his ramp. right after that clip in the cult video, Angie Marino has a couple clips in that same ditch. She actually runs.
Oh yeah.
She runs the Bloom, which is a all-female BMX website, and her
Yeah, I've seen that.
yeah, her co-owner is actually my good friend Beatrice, who lives literally an hour from here, and we chat all the time. She actually made the pins that we sell on our web store.
Oh, dope. Hell yeah, that's sick.
Yeah, it's so crazy, eh?
Yeah, yeah, I'm telling you, man, like, you meet one person and you just, that person knows this person and this person. It's fucking, BMX is weird, and that's why I like it, because the amount of people I've met through the internet, it's crazy, man. And then when you meet them in person, you just find out more stuff about that person. Like, oh, I know this person and this person. I'm like, what? Like, yeah, it's just a trip, man.
Yeah, it's so fucking crazy. So since we were actually just talking about filming here, I heard from quite a few people that you're being quite a bitch and putting off your banger that you've been trying to do for your it. And, you know,
Yeah.
are you going to send that shit soon or what?
Speaking of that, I called Sauce yesterday, and he's like, "Yo, I don't think I'm doing anything on Sunday. Let's go get that banger." And he kind of brought it up at a good time, because that spot is like, you can see it from my house, and I go there and like film stuff for Instagram, like, and I posted something there a couple days ago, and Sauce was like, "Yeah, I saw you at that school. That means you went to go look at that spot, and you probably tried to 3 it by yourself." And I'm like, "Yeah, I did." And then just like what I want to do is like this glass in the middle of this gap, so I can like work my way up to the trick I want to do, and be fine. I won't eat shit.
Yeah.
So something that go there, and I'll get to almost the cement part where I need to land. And I'm like, dude, I can do this right now. The stop is not fucking here. And I try not to do that, because I just don't want to do it and then like have to do it again. You know what I mean?
No,
But
absolutely.
I actually did. Yeah, I did do this trick for the common DVD. Like, I remember Francis was like, "Yo, we need a clip of you. Like, let's go do that thing you want to do." I'm like, "All right, let's go do it." So I'm doing it. There's a good squad of people that were hyping me up. Like, I think Louis Mills was in town, Johnny Vegas, and I was just like, they were doing crazy shit that day. So I'm like, all right, I'm hyped. Like, I want to do this. So I go up to it, and I finally fucking do it. I clear the gap, but I remember hitting my nose on my bars and starting instantly bleeding. So I could have landed the trick, but since I hit my nose on my bars, obviously I put my foot down, because right when I land, there's like a hill, so I have to turn left. If I don't turn left, I'm gonna run straight into the hill. So that's why I put my foot down. So it could have been landed years ago, but honestly, I'm glad I didn't land it, because it would have been for a friend section for a DVD, which obviously would have been cool. But I've actually never dropped an edit. Like, I do have edits on the internet, but no one can ever find them, because it's on Vimeo. You've heard of Vimeo, yeah?
Yeah, actually, my first video, like my first BMX DVD, is actually on Vimeo, because the name of it is Fuck Ass's BMX DVD, and on YouTube with all the copyright stuff, all the copyright people didn't want the name Fuck Ass's BMX DVD with all their music in it. Whereas my Space Goats video, you can just go on YouTube and watch that. So if you guys have ever wanted to watch Fuck Asses, it's on Vimeo. Just check it out there.
Yeah, it's really weird how videos ended up on there, because the reason if you type of course, type my name in there as well, you'll see a bunch of videos of me riding. Like, I have an edit, my first edit ever. It's like, I think it's called like Eddie C 2009 part or something. I don't know. If whoever just looks up my name on it, it'll pop up for sure. But there's a bunch of videos on there of like, of me riding skate parks with my friends. And the reason a lot of my videos ended up on there is because YouTube at the time, for some reason, wouldn't let me upload videos. I had like a super shitty computer, and I'm like, dude, how come it won't let me update or upload to YouTube? And I was really mad about that, because look at YouTube now. It's just very hard to go like tell someone to go on Vimeo and like, yeah, go watch these videos. No one's gonna do that. people just know how to use YouTube. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and Vimeo is really weird. Whenever you go to look something up, if you don't type in the name like exactly right, it will not show up.
That's why it's so annoying. So that's why I don't even tell people. I just like, oh yeah, I don't have any videos. Which sucks to say because, you know, I obviously go back on my account and look at all my old videos just to like get my mind refreshed on some spots that I maybe forgot of or stuff like that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And, so yeah, there's even like computer edits on there with my friends and stuff. Just a bunch of stuff when I was really, really young, getting into BMX and stuff. And so yeah, that's why I don't have an edit on YouTube. I've been featured in edits, you know, like true edits and stuff, but that's impossible to find. Like, you gotta wait for my clip. It's just like, yeah. So I've been filming with Sauce. This is ridiculous. We started filming in 2017 for this edit, right?
Yeah.
And we were on it. Like, we were going out every weekend, and the whole goal was to get 2 clips. Either if we got 2 clips on a Saturday, then we'll go on Sunday and try to get 1 more clip, maybe 3. You know. So the whole goal was, hey, let's just film every weekend because I have work, and the goal is to get 2 clips every weekend, and that's what I was doing for like a solid month, you know. And I remember Sauce saying like, hey, 21 clips makes a 2-minute edit. I'm like, okay, I can do that. You know, that's possible. And the reason this only works is I remember I was telling Sauce like, look, this will only work if like me and you go out and we go to certain spots that I've had ideas for, and that's what we did. That's what I was working out so well. I'm like, I was pumped up, and then you know, there was times where Sauce started working. He had other projects going on, so you know that got in the way, stuff like that. And then honestly, this last year, we just been lagging. Like 2019, that was more our fault. Like we just kind of lagged on it, you know what I mean? And you know, Sauce is working now, so it's even harder. So yeah. And one thing that really stopped me that got me unmotivated. So one time we were out with Sauce. This is when he was working for Fit, filming for Fit. We went to Long Beach with like LaShawn, Began. This one Began was still on Fit. Mark Burnett, I believe. Tony Maloof. Yeah, Mark Burnett and Tony Maloof. We're filming for a Sabrosa edit. And who else was there? Oh, our friend Gordon was there. And he actually had a VX. And Sauce was filming HD for Fit, so he obviously wanted to bring his VXs around. But oh, dude, like, Began's like, yo, you should whip this, like, it's basically a whip on flat, which is like, you know, impossible for me. But since there was like a little lip on the ground, and made it look like I can hop flip. So I jump up a curb, do this wall ride, and then I basically just do a hop flip into like a little bank, a driveway. And I did it so perfect. I'm like, oh damn, that's probably like one of the best looking whips I've done. Like I have it on my phone actually. I had Vegan film it like while Sauce was filming me on VX. So like super high, whatever, all the homies are there. And then I'm like, dude, fuck this. I finally got the whip out of the way. Let's go do that 360. Like, you know, let's go do that. And so the edit could have been done a long time ago, but my friend Gordon, his VX got like all fucked up, and it wiped out the clip, the set. So now that clip is gone forever. So I actually went back and tried it again with Sauce's working VXs, you know, and this is why I only trust Sauce with VX. Because Sauce, like, he's a mastermind when it comes to the VX. Like, he knows all the buttons. He knows how to set the colors. I don't even know what I'm talking about. I'm talking like as if I know what how a VX works. But he just knows how to work a VX very well. You know, so I'm like, I knew I should have done this with Sauce. I should have waited. But so we went back and like, yeah, we spent a whole day. Like not a whole day. We spent like 2 hours there. And I just fucking sprained my ankle. Like my foot went under the tire, sprained my ankle. And I'm like, fuck, man, like, I almost had it, but I sprained my ankle, and we just haven't gone back. So, and right around that time, Sauce got a job with the real estate dude, and, you know, I've been working a lot. So, that's kind of what's holding us back. But, honestly, I just need 2 more clips, and it's done. That's all I need. I can go get the whip. I know I can go do the whip for sure. And the 360, like, like I was saying, he called me on Friday, or yesterday, and he was saying, yo, let's go get that 360 on Sunday. And I was like, fuck, you're right. Like, we should probably go do that 360 on Sunday. So we might go back tomorrow to that banger spot. And if I get that, I just have to go do the whip, and it'll be an edit.
Well, man, I wish you the best of luck for tomorrow if you do go there. You got that shit on lock. I know you'll fucking pull that.
It's funny. Every time I go to that spot, I'm like, I know what to do. It's just like the drop is so scary, and I haven't done a dropping like that in a while, so I have to go and like 360 a couple stairs, or a drop or something that I can do for right now, and just get used to just the impact, I guess. That's my fear, just dropping from high things. But I've done it before. I just had to take my foot off for whatever reason. But I know I can do it. So if I do that, I can go to. I'll definitely be way more motivated to get the whip. Like shit, like, that'd be cool to get both clips the same day and call it a fucking day, and the edit could be done. But yeah, a lot of people want that edit done, and I need to deliver that.
Hell yeah, man. Well, if you do pull it tomorrow, fucking send me footage of that. Just DM. I will not post it. I really want to see what you're fucking doing. It sounds insane.
Definitely. Yeah, I definitely down the show. Speaking of filming right now, I actually filming a video. It's a 11-minute video actually, and it's called Some Light. It's just like a thing I used to comment on people's posts. It's kind of like a troll thing. People will always be like, they'll post a crazy Instagram clip and they'll call it sketchy. And I would just put like light words where that was light, like it was easy, but in reality, I know it wasn't easy. Just to troll people. And but yeah, I'm just gonna call the video Some Light, and it's done. I already have it done. I just need to do like animation stuff to it, and I'll be dropping soon. I was gonna do it on the common days, but now I'm thinking I should probably do it with Dig, because I do fuck with Dig a lot. They support local scenes, so I'll probably end up doing it with Dig. So that's the video to look out for. I have clips from like it goes from Devin to Vegan to fucking Denim, Ethan, and a bunch of local dudes that I think that should deserve some shine. I have people from from when I went to France, England. So it's like a big mixed video. I feel like a lot of people don't really do that anymore. Like a video of just a bunch of people, that's the one thing that's missing in BMX. I feel like it's crew videos. I love seeing a team video, but like just a crew, of different people that ride for different companies, or don't even ride for different companies. Those videos are, for some reason, they're always the best because people can relate to that.
Hell yeah, man. So
that should be coming out soon sometime. Hopefully next month.
Fuck, I'm excited to see that. Let's jump into some of these fan questions, and then I think we'll end it off with one more question after that. How's that sound?
That's perfect.
Perfect. So, Denim Cox wants to know if you're going to have a tail whip in the edit that you've been working on with Sauce the Boss.
Yeah, that's the whip I was talking about. I have to look at that.
Yeah, I guess you were talking about that tail whip.
Yeah, I'm not going to finish that edit without a whip. I just can't,
Hell yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, there'll be one. Maybe two. I don't know. Depends if I find the right spot.
Next up, Sauce the Boss asked how you were a scooter pro for years and managed to hide it from everybody in BMX. And he actually sent me some footage, so I'm going to pull that up real quick.
Yeah. So, during that, so what was it? So this was around like 2008. I was riding for like 2 years. Actually, not 2010. Yeah, 2010 actually. In high school you meet all sorts of people. So I met skaters, bikers, scooter riders, whatever. And there was this one kid named Trevor Noller. He actually rode BMX. Like I met him as a BMX rider, but he started scootering. But he was going to a lot of skate parks that I'd never been to. So he would invite me to go with him. His mom would drive us, whatever. And then I started meeting a lot of his friends, like a bunch of scooter riders, and I'm like, what the fuck? Like, this is, to me, I like anything that has to do with wheels and skate parks. I like to, I don't have to do it, but I like the fact that someone is doing that. It's like cool to me. So
Yeah,
I'm like, okay,
exactly.
cool. Like, this is cool. Like, whatever. But I knew people hated scooters. I already knew that. But I didn't because I was meeting all sorts of people that actually rode scooters and rode BMX. So this was like me, like I was probably 3 years into like committed BMX riding. So usually it's the opposite, people scooter and then they transition into BMX.
Yeah.
Like example, like Lupus, you know who that is?
I think so.
He's like a crazy kart rider. He won the 90K in like China at the
Oh
speed contest.
yeah.
No one knows, but that dude was a scooter rider.
Damn.
like a, yeah, Jeremy Malott, this kid from Havasu. He rides for like free agent. He's in the Olympics, I think. He's actually a scooter rider. He was a scooter rider. He rode for like all these crazy scooter companies, I guess, that paid him well. But yeah, there's people that like do that transition. But it was really weird for me because like I'm like, damn, like I met this kid named Tyler Whelan. He was like a pro scooter rider. He doesn't ride anymore, but he rode street out of Trevor's whole crew. He was riding street, and I'm like, whoa, like I'm more interested in the street scootering, I guess. He would take me to all these spots that I did not know of at all in my area. So he actually introduced me to a lot of spots, the scooter rider. So obviously we got along, like only because we scooter, I didn't care for that. But just the fact that we're hanging out and doing the same thing, like I'll film him, he'll film me, cool, whatever. So one time we were at the park, he's like, yo, Ed, let me ride your bike. Let me ride your bike. Let me ride your bike. Like, all right, let me ride your scooter. And I could like already do basic stuff, I guess. People would say scootering is easy, but it gets hard at a certain extent. Like scootering is actually really fucked up. I've seen some crazy shit happen on scooters. But yeah, I started riding a scooter and like I just remember doing like everything like so I learned everything so quick out of a flyout. Like I was doing 720s. I'm like, what the fuck? Like that's actually how I can 720 on a bike till this day. You can see it on my Instagram. But I actually learned how to spin really good because of scooters. That's why I could 720 on a bike. But yeah, I don't know. I just got a scooter and I scooted for a while. But I was on and off. Like I'll pull up to the skate park and literally have my scooter and bike. And like, what am I feeling today? I'll scooter first and then my bike. And then I will pull up to the skate park and like there'll be a bunch of scooter kids and then some bikers will show up and they'll talk shit on my friends. And I just kind of like took my bike out and did stuff and like, oh, what the you? Okay, they'll kind of stop talking shit type deal.
Yeah.
Like I don't know, because the whole scooter thing and like the BMX fees, like it is what it is. It's like skating. Skating hates us, whatever. Like, but I pay attention to a lot of skating, and but like I said, I like anything that has to do with spot searching, video stuff, tricks, down rails, anything like. And now I actually have a lot of scooter friends. I actually was sponsored by a company called Scooter Zone. It was actually a scooter shop. I was sponsored by them, and at the time it was kind of like a big deal to be sponsored by them.
Yeah.
And the fact that I got sponsored, I was like, all right, I guess I'll take it a bit more serious. And then when I graduated high school, that was like the last year of like kind of like, oh, fuck this. Like, I'm just going to bike. I mean, I was biking, but I wasn't really biking. I was on edge. Like, I'll call my scooter friends and then I'll call, hey, what are you guys doing? What are you guys doing? Like, these guys are going here today. I'll go hang out with the scooter today, But a lot of my scooter friends know like my BMX friends, and they get along, and yeah, it's sick because we share spots now. Like every time I find a spot, the scooter homies actually have like. There's actually a scooter kid named Logan Fuller. He's from Florida, and he is fucking gnarly on scooters, like super gnarly. He hits crazy rails. He lives out of his car and travels the whole United States just filming, and he actually has an Instagram. It's called Ride Spots. It's really hard to get accepted by him, but like Zach follows that account, Corey Cardwell, the Barrett, fucking all these pro skaters, all these pro bikers, and they have no idea that it's a scooter kid. And I love the fact that they don't know that because I've actually told Zach about this kid, and he's like, "Oh, dude, yeah, who owns that Instagram?" I'm like, "Dude, it's a scooter kid. His name's Logan Fuller." And Zach actually has seen that kid's scooter park, and he's like, "Yo, I've seen that kid's video before. He is literally like a street rider on a scooter. He climbs like the craziest rails you can think of. Like, it's pretty dope, man. And honestly, scootering, I met a lot of people through it, and it's really cool. Like, we actually have a lot of friends that we hang out with that are scooter kids. So, yeah, that's the story behind that. And yeah, I did kind of hide it. Like, I don't know, I was just kind of embarrassed at first because I was like so committed to BMX, and like I was kind of known in my area. So like every time I went to a park, I remember like pulling up to a park and like seeing if anyone's there. But when people found out, some people were like, "Oh, fuck that! Like you're an idiot for riding scooters, whatever." And then there'll be riders that be like, "No, man, that's sick. Like, whatever. It is what it is." And then yeah, as I got older, I just kind of like it just felt weird. I don't know. I'm a bit older now. I do have friends that scooter, and they're 27. So they're like, someone will make a living off scootering, so which is pretty crazy to me, you know. And so yeah, I don't know. I did hide it for a while, and then honestly, now I just tell people like, "Oh, how'd you find this spot?" And I'll be like, "Oh, the scooter homies," and like they want to talk shit, but they don't want to talk shit because the spot is so good. I'm like, you can't talk shit if scooter riders are giving us spots. Like, come on. Like during Monster Mash, the DVD I got filmed, a lot of those SD, like San Diego spots, I found through my scooter friends. And if it wasn't for them, we would have never got this clips. You know what I mean? So it's kind of like a mutual thing. Like we respect them, and if you don't want to respect scooters, it is what it is. Like, I don't know. But yeah, that's the whole deal with that.
Yeah, absolutely, dude. And honestly, I have a pretty big respect for scooter riders that are actually like, take it seriously and do like cool shit. And like I've said this a gazillion times on this show, like, I personally think that if you're gonna do it, hell yeah, more power to you. And that scooters actually get a really bad rap because it's so easy to start out and little kids do it, right? Like that's the main thing.
Yeah, it's so easy. I definitely agree. It's so easy to learn, but dude, like I've done some crazy ass shit on the scooter that took me forever. Like I was more like techie on the scooter. Like I'll do a bunch of fucking ledge tricks. Like I think the craziest thing I've done on the scooter is like a 360 whip Smith nose. No, 360 whip Smith nose bar. It's like on a scooter, and that's pretty cool, I guess. I don't know. But now that like I've seen scooters change a lot because I actually know a lot of people that are in the scooter industry. So like every time I hang out with them, they tell me what's going on because I'm very outdated on a lot of stuff. And I don't really keep up on it, but I do watch video parts because I watch it like skating. I'm not in that skate industry, but I'm gonna watch skating because for the sake of the spots, music, style of like people wearing clothes. Like I showed Devin Smiley a lot of scooter edits actually, and I showed him this video of my friends that went to Barcelona and they filmed the whole scooter video. Shout out Badger, which is Brandon Deegan's best friend. He's a pro scooter kid, but he's super dope and makes super good videos. Like, and anyways, I showed Devin his edit, and Devin was like, "Dude, like, scooter riders actually have like a culture. Like, they have a certain style of dress. Like, honestly, a lot of BMX riders, to me, I mean, I'm not saying I dress the best. I dress the same every day, gray pants or black shirt. Like, I know, but a lot of bikers have kind of corny style of clothing, and that's why a lot of BMXers copy skaters because skate clothing is good, looks good, but the scooter riders have a certain style too, and it's super cool. And like hearing that coming from Devin, someone that's an X Games, I'm just like, wow, like that's actually pretty cool, like to hear from you, you know, like instead of like being a cool guy and like just hating on everything, you know, it's just cool. So yeah, scooter's cool. I have no problem with it.
Yeah, exactly. Dude, like I said, scooters are pretty sick. I actually got a friend of mine sent me a spot last week, and he's a scooter rider, and we pulled up there to go and ride it, and I was like, I cannot believe that this fucking dude on his scooter was absolutely killing it at this spot. Like, it's a pretty crazy setup for a bike. You know, like it's just a
Yeah,
bank to
exactly.
sub rail, but like
It's
the way that
fucked
it's
up,
set
man.
up is so weird. But yeah, it's so fucked. Like, guy is unreal. Shout out to Brandon Pereira. You guys should definitely go follow him.
Oh yeah, dude. So
Yeah, so we got a couple more questions here from the fans. Um, let's see. Aiden James wants to know if you prefer crank flips or pull up bars.
well, I can't crank flip. I can pull a bar, but I don't like use it as a trick, you know. I can do it if I don't like. I'll never film a pull a bar or whatever. I'll probably film like a pull a bar to Steve-O harder than 80, something like that, you know, like doing Artiega Steve. But crank flip, I'm gonna have to take crank flip because I love seeing, you know, crank flip's more of a trick. You know, you got to jump to do the trick. Pull up bar, you just kind of pull up, and anyone can kind of do it, you know.
Yeah,
But yeah, I'll have
exactly.
to go with crank flip. My favorite crank flip riders are Johnny Rakers and Matt Nordstrom.
Hell yeah. Yeah, dude, Matt
they're-
Nordstrom is posting the craziest shit lately.
He's been on one, man. Like, it's funny. He's just riding like his front yard too, you know. Like, yeah, super nice guy, and he's the best. He's fucking shout out Matt Nordstrom for real.
Hell yeah. So, you know, since we're talking about pull-up bars, are you going to have any pull-up bars in that edit of yours?
No, you'll see a bar spin though.
Now, here's the thing. Sauce actually just sent me a very important screenshot. He texted it over to me, and it's from Mr. Garrett Reynolds himself asking, you know, about the edit and when it's going to come out. And this was 30 weeks ago on Instagram. 30 weeks. So,
yeah.
I got to be honest, man. I feel like you're giving the god himself some blue balls. So let's get this shit going.
No, I know, man. Stuff like that. Trust me. I even screenshotted that picture and saved it on my photos. You know, so that when I see something, I favorite it so I can know what I've been like. You know, what just stuff so I can remember. You know.
Yeah.
And every time I see that fucking photo, I'm like, damn, 30 weeks ago, huh? Like. And then it's funny because on the bottom it probably says like coming soon, like from me or something.
Dude, it literally says real soon, I promise, with 3 likes. And it's like, dude, that's 30 weeks ago.
I remember telling Sauce about that, like, dude, I gotta get this done now. Like, you know, fucking the goat talking to me, I'm damn, but yeah, I'm gonna say it again, but yeah, it'll be out soon.
Real soon, guys. Real soon.
Yeah. Now, I'm definitely. I need to get it done this year, or it's just not gonna happen. I definitely do. Because that's, you know, for me, so that edit, even though it's really short and it's like not the crazy shit, but it's to me, it's just like I've never filmed a real part with a real filmer, or like, and it's just I need to get it done, you know, because I don't know how long. I bike every day. I bike literally every day, and even when I'm working, like I try to ride at least for an hour after work. I can do that all day, but I can't do stuff that I think I can do anymore. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. Just for example, that banger thing I want to do. Like, that's one thing that's been holding me back. It's me like, fuck, like I don't want to get hurt. I have to work, you know, stuff like that because of work. But I definitely should do it now because I'm not working right now. And, you know, if I got hurt, I guess I'll be fine because I'm not working. But that won't happen. I know I can do it. I just need to stop being a bitch and go do it.
There you go, man. Honestly, fucking, I guarantee you'll pull it. So fucking best of luck. You got this shit.
Thank you, man.
Yeah. Sauce says that he is 100% going to make the screenshot of that fucking text from Garrett as the thumbnail of the video.
he he has all sorts of ideas. I don't know. We'll see what happens.
So good. Speedy G BMX wants to know how many times you've cheated death.
What? Cheated death. Trying to think. I don't think never, dude. Honestly, I don't think I've ever had a moment like that.
Damn, that's fucking pretty good, man. That honestly pretty lucky.
Yeah, I don't. I mean, cheating death to me is like you really had to be in a bad situation to say you almost, you say you cheated death, but I can't think of one honestly, man. Like, I'm trying to think. Like, yeah, I don't know. I don't think I have one. Sorry, Speedy. That's the homie from Long Beach. I know who that is. Shout out, Speedy.
Hell yeah. And last but not least, Mason Patrick, one of our weekly viewers here, he asks if we're gonna ever see any signature parts or colorways with you. Also, before we jump into that, Sauce says that you've cheated death every single time that you've gotten in the car with Francis.
Oh shit! You know what? He is right. I actually did get in a car crash with Francis. Yeah, I mean that's. I don't know if that's cheating death. A car crash happen every day, but fuck. I mean, yeah, we were pulling out of a neighborhood like so close to where they live, and yeah, he got T-boned. We got T-boned, and yeah, but I mean, other than that, I guess that's cheating death. I don't think that's cheating death. I wasn't driving, so I'm not too sure.
Fair
But
enough.
yeah, he's right. He's a crazy driver. Maybe he got a little better. I haven't been in the car with him in a while.
Yeah. All right. Well, let's answer Mason's question here. So, like I had said earlier, he wants to know if there's going to be any signature parts or colorways coming out with your stuff on it.
No, I don't think that'll ever happen. I honestly, like, I don't. That's obviously I've thought about that, like when I was way younger, like being a pro biker and doing all that. Like, I kind of stopped chasing that like dream at a very young age, just because like I don't know, BMX is cool. Like, if you want, I mean, it's just weird to say, even talk about it, just because it sounds like I'm hating, but I'm not. It's just like what I just believe in. I don't know. I just feel like if you want to become a pro, you gotta sacrifice a lot of things, And for me, like I'm 27. Like for me, if you're not pro, if you're like really trying to do this and you're not really getting nowhere by the age of like 21, 22, when it starts getting more serious, by just saying like adult stuff, like because I've seen a lot of people try to live that pro lifestyle, but it's really hard, man. And it's you really gotta like love BMX to do it and accept the fact that you're not gonna get paid that much unless you're like a top rider and you are getting paid that much. I don't know, like you can be a pro and still work a job. Which there's people that do that and they manage it real well. But this is like way out of topic now. But I don't know. I definitely I can't picture myself having signature parts to Colt. Speaking of Colt, yeah, I'm just like really good friends with Robbie, and he just supports me. Like, I am like on the AM team, but I don't think I'll get like a signature part or stuff like that. That's not my goal. My goal with it is just to like just keep riding like for the fun of it and for the experiences and honestly, dude, like nowadays BMX is pretty hard to make a living off. And to anyone listening, I just say like just do it because you want to do it. Don't do it because you want to do it for money and stuff like that. Like I said, way out of topic, but that's just like my reason of saying probably not because that's just I don't know. I feel like when you get signature parts, you're like at your best prime, and your company you ride for wants to give you parts like, with your name on it or your color and stuff like that. Like for example, like Preston, like I've seen him go from like 13-year-old kid at Woodward, and now he has his name on his frame. Like that's awesome to see. Yeah, obviously I thought about it, but no, I don't. That would never happen. I like the way things are now. So I don't know. That will never happen, I think. But that would be cool. Obviously, it'd be cool for anyone.
Yeah, honestly, I think it would be really cool. Do you guys have any adventure stickers at all?
Dude, I don't. When Francis was doing the whole because Francis was doing a bunch of vlogs at one point to get the YouTube channel going. Because we were really trying to make moves when Francis was around. He actually made something happen. Like we threw his bike jam at our friend's house that has a barn that flew out. I don't know, Jeffrey the rapper, all because of YouTube and merch. And I remember during that time, Francis was like, "Dude, we should make like adventure shirt and stickers like with the logo." Because that intro with the yellow background, Francis made that animation for me when I started Adventures to make it like legit, And I'm like, oh, that'd actually be really cool, like to make a shirt. But that never happened just because like things changed and shit. Francis kind of like started doing other job stuff, like real adulthood stuff, I guess you can say. So that never happened. But yeah, I definitely have. I mean, I can do stickers, something small, nothing crazy.
Dude, you should absolutely do some stickers. I bet you stickers would be a perfect idea for that.
Yeah, definitely. That would be cool. It's an easy thing to do. I definitely have people that I could get stickers from made. But yeah, I don't know. I still just don't do it enough to like be trying to like I don't know, make a shirt or whatever. But I should just do it just to hand out because every time I go to places, I like to make common stickers like real quick. Just the amount of kids like when I go overseas, it's so crazy how many kids love common, and we don't even do anything on the YouTube. Because all we do is post on the Instagram,
Yeah.
But the fact that people come up and like, do you have stickers? I'm like, bro, like, yes, I have stickers. Have as many as you want. And like, that goes so far for them. Like, oh fuck yeah, like I got a commenting sticker. Like, they live in fucking who knows where, It's really cool. And I met a lot of kids come up to me and say like, where's Jacob? Where's Julian? Where's Ethan? Where's everyone that was in that video? And I keep trust me. Every time like, I wish they were here with me. Like, trust me. That's why it's cool having Denim around because it's cool to meet people that are big Common fans, yeah, so that'd be cool to make. Cause like if you saw in the new Adventures, there's a part where I'm still in England and we're like, it's very dark. We're like in the ocean or close to the ocean. We're by a bunch of rocks and someone does a bar spin and eat shit and everyone's screaming in England and in an accent. All those kids are literally kids that live in Hastings or live in the UK. That's all love Adventures. So I was like, this is sick. Like, they're just like Adventures or just saying a bunch of shit that we say in the vlogs or whatever. And
that's awesome, man.
Yeah, it's super sick. So yeah, that could be a good idea. Adventure stickers, and we should just make more common stickers in general. Me and stuff been talking about making beanies, just because every BMX rider wears a beanie.
Dude, I'm wearing one right fucking now, to be honest with you.
Yeah, see that fucking. Yeah, like I'm wearing one right now. My friend's wearing one right now. Like, fuck, who knows? Like, it's crazy. But yeah, we talked about that, but we just never get on it.
Fair enough. So Sauce let us know that Robbie was tossing around the idea that you would get a colorway a year ago and that you didn't capitalize on it. Is that true?
No, I capitalized on it. No, I think Robbie was just joking with like Sauce.
Fair enough.
Robbie likes to fuck around, joke around as well.
Yeah.
But maybe he was serious, and maybe I thought he wasn't serious. I don't know. But I don't know. Shit, maybe I brought it up. I remember one time Robbie wanted to make a shirt that I was commenting "my guy" like a shit ton on everyone's post.
Yeah.
The first one. I don't know if you saw that back in the day, but I was commenting literally "my guy" TM on every post, every fucking post.
Dude, did you get called out by Team Weed for that? I feel like Team Weed was fucking saying "my guy" every fucking time they posted something for a while there.
Yeah, I did. Yeah, they would like make fun of it, or who else? I think Kareem talked about it in Kareem's World, I believe. Yeah, it was just like that. Honestly, just you know when you see someone do a trick and you're like, oh, that's my dude, or like, oh my god, that's my guy.
Yeah.
I just saying it, and then I thought it'd be funny just to say it in every person's comment section. So I literally did it as a job at one point. It got to the point where I'll be at work and I'd fucking be commenting on any post that I can refresh on that comes out first with no comment. And it was getting to my head. I'll definitely say that. And it got so big that I would start saying it to like corporate companies. Now there's no way they're ever gonna reply, but I would do it in like the most random things, like Red Bull skydiving video on Instagram. Not to say my guy TM. And like I'll just get a shitload of fucking likes on the fucking comment. And then Red Bull actually replied one day and they said, finally, we got one.
Ah!
Yeah, and then I remember class, like, I sent him the picture, like, see, this is blowing up. Like, I was that deep into it, invested in it, and I was like, oh, this is getting to your head. And now that they said that, like, it's all in your head now. I'm like, no, man, trust me, it's gonna work. I'm gonna make stickers. And I remember, we actually almost made a shirt. We actually almost made a My Guy shirt with Colt. But I forgot what happened. I don't know what the fuck happened, but I think we should still make that happen. That'd be funny.
Dude, you got to make that happen. That's fucking awesome.
Yeah, it's just that's why a lot of people, if I do see like kids at skate parks, they literally don't even. Some of them don't know my name. They either just call me. They either say Common Crew, or like my guy, or they say Adventure.
That's hilarious.
The fact that they don't know my name, but they watch all that shit is so funny, man. But yeah, it's fucking true. I stopped doing the whole comment thing, but that was a funny phase.
Oh fuck, man, that's hilarious. Yeah. Oh man. All right. Well, let's we get one more question that I'll ask. But before that, you're welcome in the live chat right now. If you hit me up on Instagram with your address, just DM me. I'll send you a merch pack because I'm loving that you're in our live chat tonight. I'm feeling generous.
Tor Cooper. Shout out Tor Cooper, yeah.
Hell yeah. So last question here. We've got who are some of the riders you think deserve more credit or that the BMX world should be looking towards as up-and-comers?
Damn. Ah, fuck.
It's a good question, eh?
That is a good question. Let's see here. I'm trying to think very hard because this is stuff that I talk like. This is something I talk about a lot. Like, I'm trying to think of someone. Let's see. All right, I'm gonna say this. I am he's my friend, but one person that deserves a lot is Ethan Cuellar, for real. Like Ethan, dude. Ethan is he's fucking. He just knows how to like. I don't even know how to explain it. I don't know. Ethan just deserves a lot for sure in BMX. Like that. Ethan is someone that it's never in any contest or like, but he should be in a lot of those like European contests. Like I don't know. I feel like Ethan is definitely a popular rider in the BMX world, but I feel like he doesn't get enough credit. Like I don't know. I feel like he should have like every sponsor. You know, like he should have like car sponsor, shoes, like all that. Like he puts in the most work out of everyone I know in that crew. Like everyone does their work, but Ethan is just like he loves it, bro. And that's what I'm saying. He loves it so much that he's willing to work 7 days a week, and still drop a part and still go bike every day and post whatever he needs to post on Instagram, sell his bike on his like, dude, it's fucking. He deserves a lot for sure. I'll definitely say Ethan Cuellar for sure. Not that he's my friend. There's definitely other riders like. Let's see another rider. I want to say this one. This one's Zach Gerber, bro. He fucking. That's the most underrated rider ever. Zach Gerber. And,
Yeah, we had Zach on, I think, as my 17th episode of the Goat Cave. And that was like one of the craziest conversations. And that was something that I brought up with him, was the fact that like he is so fucking underrated and like he is unreal. Like literally, I went as far as to say that he is probably one of the best, most influential street riders of the last, 5 years at least. Like just the shit that he
dude,
pulls is
I agree.
ridiculous.
Honestly, when you asked that question, like I thought of Zach Berber first, but that's a no-brainer for me when people say that. But I want to bring up Ethan. Just there's some others too. Like speaking of just not just people but crews, man. BMX crews in other scenes and other countries and other states, like that shit matters, and I'm all about that. Like that's funny that your welcome's on. Troy Cooper's on right now because that page that he made, it's super sick. Basically, that page is it's a lot of people that people don't know of. Like, there's some writers that I know of out overseas, and they're just fucking amazing, and no one knows about them. Like, for example, I'll give you a good example. Mickey Flex. He's from Barcelona. Have you heard of him?
No.
Okay, Mickey Fleck. He rides for United, Primo, Etnies. He lives in Barcelona. Fucking savage. I met him in like 2017 in Barcelona. Super shy kid when I met him. And then I've been there 4 times now. And dude, he's come a long way. That dude I think he's still underrated. He's very popping in like the Europe scene for sure. But that's one kid that you'll hear of him more in the future for sure. Like Mickey Flex, who else? There's also a kid named Yame Simpson, I believe, if I'm saying that last name right. He's also from Barcelona. I actually put him on Colt. I told Robbie about him, and so far he's been good. He's super sick. Who else? And then even another of a pro rider that's Dan Crook. Dan Crook, he is so progressive, and he definitely deserves a lot more for sure. Like, he is fucked, and he also like works 2 jobs too. So it's like he's the man. Anyone working and still going, like trying to be a pro rider, like that motivates me a lot more. It should motivate a lot of people actually. Like, But yeah, who else? One more. He's not really underrated, but Jordan Hingo, I know he's Canada. He's fucking so sick.
He's unreal.
I like Jordan Hingo for a while, and then like I feel like the past 4 years, he's just been on the radar for sure. Especially this past year, he got the North Cup, he got the X Games deal. Like, that's just so sick to see.
Yeah, unreal, man. I'm just showing some footage of Gerber as well as Ethan on here right now. Just so crazy, man. Like all those guys. And somebody that I would say is underrated and is actually starting to get some of the credit they deserve is Denim. Because honestly, like, just him getting a frame now is unreal. Like, he deserved to have a pro frame quite a while ago, like at least I thought so.
Denim is definitely, I'm glad you brought that. I don't know, I should have said that. I still want to be like, Denim, like, he's my friend, whatever.
Yeah.
You're right though, you're right. That's another one, man. Denim fucking works the craziest hours, man. The craziest hours. And he fucking somehow is fucking putting out crazy parts. And late, I want to say last year was a really good year for him too. He went to Simple Session, like he went to Glasgow, he went to fucking Spain, he went to Lyon, France, and like it's just super sick seeing like, especially some of your friends, like super sick seeing, like fuck, you finally made it out here. That's like seeing Denim do all that. That's like what I was saying about Ethan earlier. Like Ethan should be doing that as well. I want Ethan to do all that. And he's only been out of the country once. And like, every time I go out there, I'm like, dude, Ethan should be here. Like, he would love this shit. It's pretty gnarly, man. But yeah, the Denham's been putting in work, and I'm glad he has a frame and shit. He has the bars. I don't know what else. Maybe a seat. I think he's talking about a seat or something.
Nice.
With the B6. Yeah, Denham's another guy too. That's it's very like people know about him because he does dirt bikes and he does crazy stunts.
He's constantly fucking doing something.
But yeah. Oh yeah. No, I want to say I think he finally got the credit he deserves and the right sponsors now. Hobie Doan. Shout out Hobie Doan. He really came up this past year for sure. Like he really put his name on the radar.
Yeah, he's unreal. Yeah, all great names that you're shouting out there, man. If you guys haven't heard of these people, you're clearly living under a rock, but like go and check them out, Like all of these people are very important to BMX.
Agreed. Yeah, and then I would like to say one more thing. Crews. Like there's a lot of crews out there that make good videos, and I feel like even though it's not crazy riding, you should still watch it because sometimes some crews just ride to the spot, like I'm gonna put it out there, like act like like I love watching all their videos, and I only like watching it because it's so simple, and they have this aesthetic to their video. And I think crews just make like I said, a relatable type of vibe for a lot of people. And crews are pretty important as well. And crews there's always like that one person that comes out of that one crew, or just crews that people don't get the shine they deserve. But yeah, crews are a big thing, and I feel like that's coming back in a way, especially in Europe. There's a lot of good crews out there, and like this PS homie, shout out PS homie. That's in Barcelona. Booski Bike, that's out in Switzerland, and there's a bunch of dope crews out of Europe for sure.
Hell yeah, man, that's fucking good to know. A lot of really cool crews out there. A lot of them are making videos. We released 2 videos, and like the support that we got as a crew is unreal. Like we were selling copies all over the world. Like the last DVD that I made, Space Goats, released just over a year ago, and the video sold out worldwide in 13 days. Like it's just so crazy to me.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. I remember that when the DVD came out, the Monster Mash. I remember Dancecom buying DVDs.
Wow, that's fucking cool.
They would buy a shit ton. And then like, damn, that's just Dancecom buying that much. And we still had like, people buying through online, which is crazy.
Yeah. Yeah, that's fucking wild, man. Honestly, if you guys are listening, go support local BMX, because that is where, if you start supporting your community, you're going to start to see the community do so much better. You'll start to see things like what I do. And like what I do is literally just do stuff for the local community. Yeah, I do my podcast, but I run an entire website that's dedicated to just local BMX stuff. You'll start to see that kind of stuff. It's all about supporting the people that do it.
Yeah, and so see, that's what like that You're Welcome page. I was saying again, they basically that grant is they just put on people like something I'll send Troy over like, yo, this dude is super underrated. Like put him on that gram, and there's actually one kid that I want to say got put on the radar through that page because before that page existed, I would myself just post like repost it on my story, like tag him and like I'll repost a post of this kid that's like from who knows where in Europe.
Yeah,
and they'll get noticed, because some of those people do deserve to shine. Like there's this dude named Brazil. I can't pronounce his last name. He's just on a Stranger, and he's like super steezy. Not the craziest tricks, but can make things look so good on a bike. And
right.
He's just on a Stranger. He's in that niche Stranger video, and I want to say like that kid definitely got noticed through that page, that Instagram page. You're welcome, because I remember when Troy found out about him as well. He would repost him a lot, and yeah, now he's on Stranger and is like in Primo, I believe. It's just super sick to see that works. Like that's really sick.
Hell yeah, that's fucking dope, man. Well, Eddie, we have officially passed 3 hours, so I really want to
Holy
thank you
shit.
for coming on the show today. Time flies, eh?
Yeah, dude, that's crazy. That's I always thought you were gonna say like maybe 2 hours. But damn, 3 hours. Fuck yeah, that's awesome.
Hell yeah. Well, thank you for coming on. This has been awesome. I would love to figure out a way that we could do like a FaceTime call with you, Sauce, Denim, and Ethan, like a couple people, like literally just get a chat
Yeah.
going and just shoot the shit one of these days. I think that'd be a lot of fun.
Yeah, I'm down. I mean, we're always together and shit, you know. Mostly night times when we're fucking around being free. Yeah, we can even do like, I don't know if you heard about that app Zoom.
Yeah, I was looking into it. I've been looking into maybe creating like I don't know, a Zoom account to be able to do this kind of stuff, especially because then, one of the things that I like to do is if pros are actually able to come to the studio, I have a phone set up so like people can call in and ask their favorite pro a question, right? Like the only problem is
Yeah.
I can't do that if like, you're on the phone with me because I don't want your number getting leaked to everybody. So
No, yeah, exactly. Yeah, you can do that with Zoom for sure. I've actually done that with Panda and like a bunch of New York dudes. And I'm like, whoa, this is a real thing, like Zoom. And I think Panda made a video where he puts like, him and like his crew that he vlogs with all the time. I was in there as well, and we'll have kids go in there and like they'll ask questions and then like they'll do something crazy for the camera or whatever. I was
yeah.
like, oh, whoa, this is sick. Like, yeah, you can definitely do a podcast like that for sure.
Yeah, I gotta stop doing them live. That's the thing. I'm coming up on episode 50, and episode 50 will be the last episode that I do these live. Just because, like,
Yeah.
doing it with Zoom, already streaming video, and then you have to stream that to YouTube. Like, I just don't think my internet can handle it. So.
Yeah, I feel that. No, yeah. But, I mean, I'll watch any. Honestly, like, when I found out about you, I was like, damn, like, there's another dude that does podcasts. It's just perfect because that's like a very lack of thing that doesn't. I don't know. There's a real bit, people are lacking on podcasts, and especially like I love fucking podcasts, and I never thought I'd be into podcasts, but I am for whatever reason. And
hell yeah,
there's
man.
a lot of people that don't know about like Mike Haken has a podcast, Dennis has a podcast, Kyle Carson had a podcast. Who else? The Space Brothers, like Chris Fuller. No one knows about those. I'm like, dude, like there's people doing it. People just don't want to look into it. So when I found out about the HVXgoat one, I'm like, oh, like it's another dude. Perfect. Like we need more of that. So yeah, I'm very happy to be on here for sure.
Hell yeah, man. And that's the cool thing too. Like, I'm just a random fucking dude. Like I'm nobody in BMX. Like realistically, I host jams, I've done that kind of stuff. I've released videos, but realistically, I'm a nobody in BMX. And that's the thing I love about podcasting is that for less than $1,000, I have a professional setup in here that like, I've got multiple cameras, multiple microphones. I've got everything that I need, a nice audio board. Like anybody can do it. All you need to do is just put the time in, right?
Yeah, and then I'm sure I know you've had Nyquist on there. You have it's possible. It's all about asking or approaching the person in the right way to like, yo, I do this. Let's talk, and it's cool. Like now, like you did. Like, who'd you start off with? Denim, I believe.
So for you guys, I started off with Denim, and then he had Sauce on the phone with him there. So I just like, I've always been super into what Sauce does, and I was like, he's a filmer, so that's a really good angle to go at, So we talked with him, and then Ethan was in on the Sauce one, and Ethan is just a person that I was like, there's no way that he would do it, and absolutely loved it. Had so much fun doing it.
Yeah, I remember that one.
Yeah, I had planned on doing it with Brian Chikinski for quite a while, and we had him on recently. That was a good episode. Brian's like just such an unreal nice dude, Honestly, everybody that's done my show, I cannot believe how supportive they've been, Like it's just so funny that like I'm just a random dude and they're all willing to just, give some random guy their phone number and let him talk to them for 3 hours about BMX. You know, I think that's what's so
Yeah,
cool
bro,
about BMX.
Yeah, no, that's dope, man. I feel like that's podcasts matter, and I'm glad you hopped on that. It's quick.
Well,
And
thanks,
I'm
man.
sure eventually you'll have, a bunch of big names in a row consistently. Like, that would happen. So he'll get there for sure. And so far, I feel like he's doing a good job. And you have Tony Maloof. Like, did not expect that at all. And I know Tony very well, but I've always wanted to hear him talk. So, and then I was on your live stream that night.
Hell yeah. Well,
Cool.
thank you for joining us, man. That was good. It was a
Yeah,
good
if you
time
do-
hearing about 5'6" gang.
Yeah, dude, for real. But yeah, dude, thank you so much for this. I can't believe it's been 3 hours. This is crazy.
Hell
Thank
yeah,
you,
man. Well, I think we'll just end it off here then. Thank you guys so much for tuning in today. You guys at the live stream were awesome. Thank you for chatting with us. Eddie, thank you so much for, coming and doing this today. This has been awesome. So,
Yeah, of course, bro. Anytime.
Hell yeah.
One question. If you want to interview another person, and I know they would do it, Reed Stark.
Yeah?
Gotta do Reed Stark.
I will.
I'm sure. I'll let him know, bro. He will blow your fucking mind.
I will hit him up. Maybe
He's one of
that'll
my
be my
favorite
next guest.
people.
Yeah,
One of my favorite people. Fucking-
I keep it very low key on like who the next guest is going to be, Like I rarely even know.
man.
Like right now I have no idea who I'll have on next week, but I know that by Wednesday I'll probably have
just
another
an idea.
guest.
Whenever you get him, I'm sure it'll be a surprise. I'll be surprised, so
Yeah.
it'll be sick.
Hell yeah.
Man. Well, have a good night. Fucking, we'll do this another time.
Cool. Thanks, Eddie. Have a good night, man.
Yeah.
Peace.
Later.
Have a good one, guys.